The era of metal has begun, and metal shall prevail. For we know what they have done. 5 legends of our realm who sought to follow the path of their dark musings. But they did not know what they had summoned. Pentakill. To these creatures, there is but one thing left to do. Heavy metal.
Welcome to your new Hello, ladies, men, and monsters, and welcome back to the CCS. My name is Cowboy Casts, and today I am joined by Crawl. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I'm doing really good. How are you doing?
That is great to hear. I'm doing great myself. Today we have very exciting matchup. I am so excited for this one. God, we have PGO versus ShadowZ. You mentioned Joe, while before we went live, you mentioned that you have a little bit of experience with some of these teams. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so I've known Shadows because I'm like pretty much involved in their org a little bit. I know the players. Um Especially I think they have a really well-rounded team with their like bot lane being strong and like their top side doesn't really have a weak point either. And of course PGO be kind of like everyone who's coming from last season knows their superstar top laner Huff Zone in the top lane.
Oh,
They have Charizard, they have Whole Grain Man. A little bit of a switch from last season. We have Odd Mitch in the ADC and Surprise as a support. So yeah, I think uh both of these teams are pretty strong.
I must agree. Last week we had Shadows on this very channel, going against Iconic Gaming, Iconic Severance. But it's one of those. I'm sorry, guys. Iconic something. Or I know you guys as Iconic. Uh, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah,
I remembered my train of thought. um, I lost it again.
it's fine. We
All right,
saw
you
them
go.
on the
You go.
stream.
You go.
We saw them on the
Yeah.
stream. Iconic, like it was a 2-1 series, but in the end, like it was basically a 2-0. Shadows had to FF their first game because they started late, but they looked decent, I think, especially their game 2. It was a little shaky, especially like ups and downs throughout the match. I think like it was a Gwen versus Irelia matchup in the top lane that I remember specifically, that Irelia was winning in the early game, and then like Gwen just like somehow hit 2 items and skilled, and we're getting into draft.
We
We're all
are
set for
getting
that.
into draft. For this first game, we have Shadows on the blue side of the map and PGO on the red side. What are we expecting to be pick, banned, counter picked, if anything? Kroll?
So I'm assuming some like focus on these jungle bans as we're seeing already, like Trundle being taken out, Viego, which is like a really strong pick for Blue Shift. I've seen Viego being banned for this guy through like other leagues too. Volibear, probably a bend towards Huff Zone and like kind of a flex pick between Charizard possibly. It's like a little bit more focus on the jungle since it is more than likely people have been picking a first rotation jungler that is strong. So
Yes, I believe. Uh, I feel very underqualified to say what kind of meta we're in. However, I feel like longer range champions or like bruisers who can get onto those longer range champions is kind of what we're in, just from what I've observed from my own games. Am I right on that? Wrong?
I think you agree, especially like Jinx picks like Jinx Aphelios that are like a
Hmm.
little longer range ADCs have been pretty
Oh,
strong
speak of the
lately.
devil.
Yep. VC a first pick Aphelios, which is a really strong pick. And then of course like picks like Diana, like Trundle with the pillar can also disrupt those backlines. So and like especially in jungles and Zhao, those picks are like kind of counters the like long range, can get on those squishy picks and kill them. So those have been like pretty prio lately.
Hmm. Aphelios is a very good pick that Phantasma likes a lot. We saw it last week paired with Shaco's Alistar, which was absolutely dominant. If we can see that again, that would be pretty crazy, I think.
Yeah. And like as we were talking about like long range and hard engage like champions, we see Corki, which has been
Hmm.
like pretty popular, especially with the new Ludens like Hydra, no, Ravenous Hydra plus Man Immune builds, really pokey. And then of course the J4 with the EQ, and into the ultimate, those combos just like kind of lock up the ADCs really well. So we're like seeing the same thing.
It would seem so. And we also have Victor, Jenka. the ShadowZ mid laner, plays a lot of mages. Although the three that you'll really see him play is Vex, Victor, and Twisted Fate. Give him any of those three champions, and mid lane is going to be very one-sided. And speaking of one-sided, ShadowZ gave Hearthstone Camille.
Yeah, which is like a pretty much a comfort pick for Hearthstone. I think
Oh
in
yeah.
solo queue. Plus, like I think the time we've seen him playing CCS, he picked the champion up a few times. It's a blind pickable for sure. Strong, good split pusher, especially with how we see top lanes roll out. A lot of hull breaker champions with like sometimes Fiora, sometimes with Graves. Like those picks have been really interesting lately. And of course, Jenko on the Victor, he's been a good performer on that champion specifically. So waiting.
Overperformer,
Yeah,
I'd say.
basically.
I'm not very familiar with PGO as an organization. However, I have done my research and I've spoken to Huffzone a little bit. The fact that he has this Camille is essentially trolling from the part of Shadows. Just a quick analysis of Huffzone's OPGG says he loves this champion. Okay, he has a crazy win rate on this champion, crazy KD in solo queue, everything. Letting this through is ridiculous, but I think having the Shen isn't bad into it.
Yeah, I would assume like since assuming that they done their like scouting and stuff, I think they just like are fine with Camille into Shen. We're gonna see how it turns out, to be fair, but I'm assuming Surya is like knows the matchup so that he's just gonna kind of not let that Camille just be the 1v9. We also see Jinx being picked up with Zillion, which
Jinx
is like
Zillion, ugh, ooh.
I really like both comps, to be honest, because like both comps has that like 1v9-ish carries, and like Victor can be one of those when he gets to snowball. Aphelios, we all know the 200 years, one ultimate, and then your whole team just like explodes.
Yeah,
On the
it kind of be like that sometimes.
Yeah, and on the other side, I think a little bit stronger picks in the meta. I think J4 and Zinzao are like pretty well matched up, but like Corki is a pick that we've seen with Victor in the mid lane a lot too. So like pretty much a good analysis of the meta from both teams picking what is really strong. And I think Zillion will be a really interesting pick for this like red side, because like you have Jinx, you have Corki, and you have J4 going like kind of being in the risky zone if the enemy team gets to engage on
Ab-
you. So we're gonna
yeah,
see how Surprise is gonna utilize that pick in the bot lane.
yeah, absolutely. So I'm sure we're all aware of the power of Xin Zhao and Jarvan individually. However, we've been seeing them against each other a lot. Is there a reason for that? Are they good into each other, or are they just good champions in general? So they're
Well,
kind of just picked up every game.
in general, I think like at least early game wise, they kind of want to both do the same thing, kind of like decent ganking potentials. So just playing towards their win cons, it's like if for sure kill, it's going to be like blowing sums and on their first gank, and then the second time they come in, it's basically a kill. So like that is really strong. Especially, I think itemization is really like important here too. They're like champions that can stay on 3 items and like give up resources after they hit their power spike to ADCs, and they can still
Mm,
be viable with those 3 items.
that is
Especially with
very
like
true.
yeah, so like that is like the main reason they're being picked over like other picks in the meta, such as like Graves, because Graves needs the resources himself. So in comp, when you can play through your ADC a little bit better. I think just picking these low resource, high efficiency junglers are really important. I would say, like
Mm,
if you only look for the jungle matchup, I think.
yeah, that's very fair. I never like thought about the whole like giving up resources. Like, okay, well obviously I did, but like, as in both of these junglers don't need like full items to like pop off. You know?
Yeah, and
So
like they can also get ahead with like with how much ganking they can like bring out on the map. they don't really also like power farm. Like they can just go to side lanes, pick up some kills, and then like the idea is as faster you get to the power spike, is more resources you can spend on your ADC. And
Yep.
this is like a Jinx or a Philios at 4 items is basically a win con for any team. So it's also like in this, I think in this week's like comps that we were seeing, Victor and Corki can also fit in that like carries that can pick up resources. So that's why like these champions are pretty highly picked in almost across in every almost pro league that we can see. LCS, LEC, LCK, LPL, everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. So, before we toss it to an intermission, I just want to have a discussion about these bot lanes because obviously this isn't solo queue. Your ADC is going to get resources. You know that for sure. Your ADC is going to be protected. You know that for sure. So, in this scenario, bot lane is less of fighting, more so, and more of just these ADCs wanting to sit back and farm. And if their supports happen to do something really cool, then you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I just like Thresh a little bit more than Zillion, just because he can get people out of like overextended fights a little better. Zillion ult is like a GA, but GA is like you die and like you still respawn at the same place. It's not like Lantern when you're like literally yoinking people out of a 5-man like team fight. So I like Thresh a little bit better. Also gives a little bit more playmaking compared to Zillion that we see. So I feel like at least bot lane matchup, it is going to be sit back and farm for a while, but we can see some maybe playmaking on the Shaco stick dumpy side.
Hate that username. I hate it so much. Shaco, man, I love you. Your username is awful. All right. And on that note, we are going to toss it to a short intermission while we load up this game and get it ready for your viewing pleasure, everybody. We will see you shortly. Stay tuned.
Everybody panic! Hold on! I'm about to say something really cool. 3, 41, 9, and lift off! No one dies screaming without me. I feel like I forgot to shoot something. You're starting to bore me. She's such a loser, always ready to cry. Ah, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
My king, how was I supposed to know? Everyone
Hello and welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking through with our intermission. What a way to start this game. Flash forward from Shaco to try to get the hook onto Charizard. Didn't hit. Very easy sidestep. You know, I respect the enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's a good try. If they burn a flash, that's pretty good. But when it doesn't hit, it is always feels bad.
It's a flash for nothing, which is a little unfortunate. That is, I hope, at least going to be abused by Charizard. However, we're coming up into this game. We have our comps decided. Looking at starting items, runes, just general things. How we feeling?
It's pretty normal for most of these champions. Shaco choosing Glacial instead of like some people have been picking Aftershock or Guardian on Thresh. I'm assuming he's gonna be a little bit more aggressive with like this choice of like rune.
Ooh, look at them in
They're
top
also
lane.
winning the Ignite. Yeah, a little trading happening
Little
there.
trade. Both of them have shields, so nothing really evented.
Yeah,
Or no
especially
event
like
really happened, I should say. Is evented a word?
it can be.
It's true.
we
It's
can just make it a
It's
word.
a word if I want it to be.
Exactly. Like, especially in this top lane. Oh!
Whoa, what the hell? Flash forward from Syria.
It is.
Gonna get
it
the
is.
empowered auto off with Shen's Q as well. Huffstone is going to get the heal off with Camille W. Surya, not knowing that he doesn't have that E,
He is
immediately gets level 2 right when I say that, though. Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? Of course.
That's an interesting thing that he did. I'm assuming he tried to use. Like, there's a passive on the Q where, like, if the blade
Whoa.
goes through the. Oh, another fight.
Whoa, alright, Huffstone going to be able to get the knock up, the camera, directed camera. More interested in bot lane. Looks like the trade is over. However, top lane immediately, just straight when we get into this game, very thirsty already.
Yeah, side of ShadowZ, they're just burning their flashes really early. Especially, they knew that Jarvan was gonna path towards top, so blowing flash when you know that the enemy jungle will be topside is really, like, greedy in my opinion. Like, he wasn't even level 2, so I don't even know what his plan was, to be fair.
It's not even in your opinion, that's just in general. I don't know if it was a miscount of minions or something. What happens there? A little bit more of a trade going on. Charizard accidentally walked out of the bush. I think one, like, caster creep might have seen him. Not sure.
He walked out of the bush a little too early.
Yeah,
And-
definitely.
Like, Hearthstone is also running the Ignite, so... Like, he is looking to fight, so... I don't think Surya should be playing this aggressive. Just thinking that this Camille is... like, more stronger in the 1v1 with that Ignite potentially coming through in a future fight that we see.
Yeah, even with Shen, with your E basically being a glorified flash, I think I still don't really like that play because of the unpredictability and the speed of Jarvan's engage. It'd still be a lot better to hold onto it, but, you know, once again, I respect the enthusiasm, you know. You go, do your thing.
You'll never know when one of these things will, like, actually work out or not. We see an interesting pathing from Blue Shift. 5 camping towards top, then a double crab, and then now they're looking to gank bot, possibly.
Lane gank bot, yeah. He
Yeah.
does not have a sweeper, so if he walks up to this next bush, the whole plan is going to uncurl itself.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty bad in the sense that his bot lane is pushing, and like it's gonna be really hard. Hook doesn't land. Shaco's
ETA trade from the side of Phantasma. I just looked at the username, it confused me. However, Jinx is going to be able to get that kill onto Shaco. That's the Ignite Flash from Surprise. And Surya is going to be taken down by Huffzone with the help of PG Charizard. Already 2-0. That is the power of using your flashes too early. Just save them, man.
Yeah.
This be a lesson, too, to all ye solo queue players.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it is kind of funny that both people who blew flashes for no reason kind of died early on.
yeah.
Like, I think it's just a misplay on Shaco's side. He just like walked up way too forward to just put some pressure, and of course when that hook doesn't land, you are basically up there getting trapped by a Jinx trap. So it's kind of unfortunate misplay for him. But on the top side, it's just I think just not knowing when this J4 is gonna gank you, because like you don't have your flash, the enemy top lane is running an ignite, so it's just a really greedy mid lane.
Right, Surprise is showing up mid lane, going to be able to get the double bomb off. Is enough damage going to come through? Very close, but not exactly. They are not going to get the flash or ghost out of Jenka. However, the Chaos Storm is going to be burnt in order to keep Matt's whole Green Man off of him.
Yeah. I feel like on the side of ShadowZ, they should just like slow down on the like playmaking a little bit and like just keep farming, playing with your jungler more.
Definitely. Blue Shift is going to be ball in for the counter gank. Charizard taking a lot of damage. ShadowZ is going to flash forward and be able to get that kill. Odd Mitch is going to pick up the kill onto ShadowZ as well. However, Phantasma, the username change is messing with me, man. Phantasma is going to be able to get that last auto attack onto Surprise. 2 to 3, really not worth it for PGO in the bottom lane.
It is not really worth it, but it's in the end, I think it's not the end of the world, because
Absolutely not.
Jinx didn't die, she picked up another kill, and like when, like let's assume this play didn't happen. Aphelios was just up like 20 CS. That is a huge lead just 7 minutes in. So thinking that they're just forcing these plays, and he might be caught
Phantasma up. Stepping up a little bit too much. Charizard knows who the target is. He's going to flash forward. Massive shield onto Phantasma. Surya is going to be able to use the ult to give that shield. I was wondering where that came from. A little bit of a brain fart there. Phantasma is going to be able to pick up a kill. Jenka is going to be able to pick up a kill. And ShadowZ is going to be able to pick up a dragon. Really good stand united from Surya, while Huffzone is on a back lane in a very neutral state. I don't know if it's frozen. Can't quite see it on the mini-map. Looks like it's a slow push.
It's pushing towards him, I'm assuming. My problem here is that like this should be communicated that like Shen can get there with ultimate, and like knowing that the enemy team is also coming off like off their death timers or their resets. This is really just not predicting what the enemy team can do. And it's not even predicting at this point. It's like, Shen has ult. He's going to ult if the ADC is going to die. It is just not being aware, let's say.
Yeah, for sure.
What the enemy team can react with.
So while this game started off with PGO's Swagner Jinx beginning 2-0, it is unfortunately now leaning more towards ShadowZ being up 2 kills, having that Ocean Dragon up. You love to see that. Just the sustain that a single Ocean Dragon gives you is not to be underestimated, especially on somebody like a Shen, somebody like a Victor, who is completely okay with just sitting back and using his E to farm, right?
Yeah. And like, this is just gonna come back later, because both of these team comps kind of want to go to 2-3 items, and dragons, like stacking dragons is like almost the best way to like compensate if you're behind early on, because if you somehow get that soul, that is just a like I think almost a 1k gold worth of like value from the effect that it gives you in team fights. So it just like kind of makes up for the play, and the fact that ShadowZ didn't even lose the fight there is just even better.
Huffzone doing a nice dodge on the Shen dash. Gonna get quite a bit of damage off. Nice trade. Love to see it. Not gonna use the Hextech ultimatum or the ignite. I think he could have killed there, honestly. Although not knowing where Blue Shift was, could have foiled those plans. Taken a little peek from the all-seeing production eye. We could tell that he was there and ready to change the outcome.
I'm not 100% sure if the ward that is just in the jungle entrance saw that, if he like walked or maybe passed it. I think it's like safe for Puffzone to play this, just because he's up 27 CS. He's getting like decent trades in, so just not greeting here is good, and we might see
Charizard top. Is the knockup gonna land? No, but it is going to cut him off. That's the Hextech ultimatum onto Surya. He is stuck in this alcove. He cannot win this 2v1 on any level. Who's gonna get the kill is the real question, and Huffzone is going to be able to take it with the smite Q that Camille has. Your Camille is 2-0, has a Cull already, has that Doran's, just got boots, literally just this second. Blue Shift being caught on this invade, where I don't think it's ultimately going to matter. Yeah, not with a Thresh.
Yeah. Also knowing that the enemy jungle is topside, they're just like really confident with that play. They have the mid lane roaming too. So that is good. That's at least like they're trying to get something bad for the death that they gave up on the top side. I feel like this top lane matchup is just going to get worse and worse. Thinking that off zone is a freeze up here, and Blue Shift is nowhere close to being helpful to his top laner here.
Yeah. Getting that invade, not only getting the Gromp, but also getting that blue buff, taking that away from Charizard, but more importantly, taking that away from Corki, from Matt.
Yeah.
Not having that on your Corki this early into a lane where you literally just want to sit back and spam your abilities kinda sucks. It's not like a game ender. It's not tilting. It's just damn. Anyways,
yeah. I would have liked Charizard to do the kind of same thing to Blue Shift's blue side jungle. Maybe pick up those wolves and gromps to make up for the EXP difference he's gonna have after Blue Shift resets, and he's picking up his own camps. He is almost down 400 gold, so it is not really favored for J4 until now, but he did give up those resources to get this top laner ahead, and as we can see, Huff Zone right now is 1k gold ahead right now, so
that is quite a bit of gold to have on your Camille. Huff Zone is going to be walking down to this dragon, possibly sitting in the bush, maybe going to get that surprise. Although I would hope that Syria is just spamming. Camille's not here. Shaco gonna flash forward. He does have the glacial augment. That's what it's called. Onto Oddmitch. Gonna get the E. Is the kill gonna go up? It is. Shut down to Blue Shift. However, the rest of the team is here. The Cataclysm onto Blue Shift is gonna do quite a bit. The Zillion R into Charizard. Is it gonna save his life? Not exactly required. However, it would. The 3-man stun! The triple bomb! Double bomb, sorry. Onto 3 people. Is Huffstone gonna pay for going in on that? He is. Blue Shift picking up 2 kills there. Your Xin Zhao is 2-0-4. Matt in a little bit of a sticky situation. Gonna get rooted by the Gravitum. Is he gonna die? He is. Blue Shift picking up his 3rd kill. It's a bloodbath. What a amazing play by ShadowZ.
yeah, and like that was just really good from Blue Shift in general.
Very close. Super Mega Death Rocket.
Yeah, and like before this play, Blue Shift was like just 0-0-4, just having those 4 assists. He picked up a shutdown onto the Jinx. He picked up a kill on Corki, and if I'm not wrong, he also picked up the kill onto the J4.
Yes.
No, he picked up the kill onto the Camille. So that's just like a lot of gold being funneled into this Zen, and like since I was a champion that can get really scary with these like early kills. And now it's just a 3k, 2k gold diff, 2.5k in the bot lane.
Oddmitch, you can't be doing that. That's gonna the cleanse forced to come out. But Jarvan is here. Charizard is here. That is the Gravitum R coming on out from Aphelios. Shaco cannot peel this enough, can he? No, he cannot. Oddmitch is going to be able to pick up that kill, and I don't know a PG way to say that passive. I usually call it something not very PG. Get excited is what it is called. He's going to get excited, going to be able to get that speed boost to run forward, pick up that other kill. Suddenly, your Jinx has another kill. That's the first turret going to be taken from that. Charizard just being there is going to completely turn that fight. Although I think even if he wasn't there, I don't think they win that.
Yeah, it wasn't looking that good. I think it's just like another thing that they did early on in the game where like they're walking up too much to kind of pressure the Zillion into Thresh matchup. But again, when like doing this without knowing the enemy, where enemy jungler is, it's just like can throw the game. And we were talking about how this Aphelios was ahead. Now this Jinx picking up the shutdown plus the first turret. She's basically almost even in items. Like there's no gold lead in the ADC, although Aphelios is still up almost.
Oh my gosh.
That was
What is that Camille damage? Did you see that? That was crazy.
Yeah, it was like a
Surprise is
Shogun.
gonna be here in the top lane. Not gonna be seen, although now he is. The Hextech ultimatum. Stun not gonna connect, but it kind of does not matter. Huffzone gonna be able to pick up another kill on Surya.
Yeah, it is not looking good on the top side. Camille with the Divine Thunder just demolishes Chen. So this is gonna be interesting because Surya has been more impactful with his ultimates. So I think what they should do is Surya should look to kind of hold the wave close to his turret, not get too aggressive with it. Oh, we're seeing another fight.
The rocket coming on in and the Cataclysm as well. What is going on? What?
Since I was closing up from the
Yeah, what? Wait, what happened? I'm so confused. The collapse is going to go through. Charizard going to get the knock up. However, Phantasma is going to fall by the hands of, who was it? I think it was Matt who took his life. Shaco is going to get enough CC to take him out. All of this stuttering, I'm completely sorry about that. Phantasma changed his username like 5 minutes before the game began, and it is like screwing me up, man.
Yeah, especially
it's messing me up.
yeah, it's fine, but I don't know. Like these, I think both sides, like both teams, are just playing this really coin flippy, I guess we can say, because it is like they're getting caught in one side of the lane, like one of the lanes, and then they're making a good play on the other side of the map, and then while they're doing that, the bot lane dies randomly. It's like it's just a bloodbath, and like there isn't like a really clear winner. The gold lead right now is only there isn't a gold lead. Never mind. I was gonna say 100 gold, but not even that.
No. This is definitely feeling like a solo queue game. However, I feel like once we have some more money into these ADC pockets, once these objectives start becoming more important, then we're going to be seeing a lot more coordinated team play. And speaking of important objectives, we have the Cloud Dragon spawning in 50 seconds. Didn't mention it earlier, but this is going to be a Cloud Rift, a Cloud Soul. This could possibly be Soul Point for ShadowZ.
Yeah, and I think it is pretty important. Cloud Soul kind of lets you to like, especially for the Jinx Aphelios, if when the enemy team is trying to get on you, you can basically use your ultimate as like a summoner spell, like Ghost, and then you just ult and run away. Like it is kind of helpful sometimes to reposition in these kind of team fights where everyone is like trying to jump on each other. So I think Cloud Soul this game might be really good for especially the blue side, and Surya getting.
I really like this. Surya forced to use his flash to get away from Huffzone. Huffzone going to be using the Herald on the top side of the map to try to create pressure, although his team isn't too interested in fighting in this dragon. However, what is Camille? Jesus. That is some crazy damage. Corki out of the package, going to stay in the area. Surya, there's no way he lives this, right? Like, if Matt and Huffzone just go in, he just dies, right?
They should look for it, but Corki picked up package. They're not looking to use it for now. I think Corki's looking to do like a counterplay here after seeing Blue Shift. Oh,
yeah, Blue Shift is going to be here. Maybe not. Corki looking mid lane.
They're
just gonna let Huffzone leave in this top. There he goes. Package is going to be able to cut off that escape. Do a little bit of damage as well. It's going to get them that turret, but it's not going to result in anything else.
I like this play from PGO. Like, they did give up the soul point. It is Cloud Soul. It might be effective, but while they're doing this, they picked up a tier 2, and all of the gold went to that Camille. And like tier 2 turrets give almost close to 600 gold overall. So it's like he is super ahead. Although like Shen bought one of the cheaper mythic items, Camille's still up up a full item, and that item is like just Ravenous Hydra, which has really good effectiveness with that.
Do you go Rav on Camille? I thought you went Titanic.
Rav is also good. Like, but I think with the latest changes to items, where like you're getting less HP, I think Rav might be better, because as far as I know, Titanic Hydra kind of works, does more damage depending on your bonus health. And
whoa,
that's a big chunk out of that Xin Zhao.
It was Matt just sitting in that bush, knowing that Blue Shift wanted to make something happen there. Half of his HP is gone. He just pressed, what, QR with first strike?
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
he's sitting on that fully stacked Menemune. Shaco.
He is. Uh-oh. Shaco in a little bit of a rough spot. That's going to be the double bomb as well. There's no way he lives. Using the stopwatch. I don't know if I like that. He's going to flash out, but he lives. There's no way on this planet that works out, man. Surprise is going to be able, or just going to use the Chrono Shift onto Charizard, saving his life. Not quite popping it, however, it's going to stop the aggro that he needed. Huffzone taking a little bit of aggro from the turret, from the Shem taunt.
Yeah, and like, we kind of see...
I can't believe Shaco lives.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The stopwatch. It's been, I don't know, it's been like really hated item because of like how much it affects a one team fight. Like, just in general with the Zonias, like that stasis passive. It's just like, I hate it generally. I'm a jungler and I hate it so much. Like,
you know,
it is
hot
crazy.
take. I don't think Zanya should give stats, or at least not as much as it does.
Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I just don't like stopwatch being able to like just you can use it as a 650 gold value item, but like one team fight you bait people in, you get like 3 kills out of it, 900 gold worth. Now you just sell it.
Yeah,
But-
pretty much. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that play was good. That kind of shows even.
Oh, great play.
Yeah, and like Shaco living that is just big because they pulled TP from Corki, and he's not going to be able to be in the side lane. Oh,
Huffzone getting collapsed on, just wants to split push, but it doesn't look like that is going to happen. The Hextech ultimatum on the blue shift to try to get him out of that sticky bush situation. That's going to be the Stand United on the blue shift to give him the big shield he needs to survive. Huffzone might just walk out of this, and I really like this Baron play on the top side of the map, knowing that half of ShadowZ is on the bottom side. The rest of the team, the rest of PGO, just wants to make something happen on the top side. They did not expect all of that Victor damage.
Yeah, they
One
almost
Q
gave
and
a
half your
quadra kill.
EDC's HP bar is gone.
Yeah, and they almost gave a quadra kill to Jenka there.
Yeah.
And like now they're all chunked. They all have to reset. It's just a free way for ShadowZ in this mid lane, and they might even pick up a tier 2. Possibly. I think they should back off. This is
Charizard is gonna E in. The knockback from Blue Shift is gonna stop the Cataclysm onto anybody important on his team. However, Surya is gonna get caught in it. He might die to the rocket. He is not going to fall to the rocket. And Huffzone is thirsty. He wants to make something happen. Gonna dodge the hook. And it looks like they're just gonna take Charizard's life and get out with all of their owns. Dragon is spawning in 15 seconds. This could be Soul. The Shirelias possibly to try to look for an engage from Surprise, but it's not quite gonna make anything happen.
I really don't like this, the play from Charizard specifically. Like, you are the jungler, you're the one that has smite, you have to be up while that dragon is going on. You're also the main engage. So, knowing that there will be a fight on dragon in basically 20 seconds, you cannot afford to die there.
Absolutely not. Look at where Huffzone is. He's behind the entire team, looking to jump over the wall, get the Hextech ultimatum on somebody, possibly Phantasma. The whole team is grouped up. Charizard is back. He's taking a lot of damage. Gonna miss the flag and drag. That's it. Sorry. Huffzone gonna be going in. The Hextech ultimatum on the Jenka. He's gonna fall. Get the shutdown. That is huge damage that is being taken out of your team. Odd Mitch, Surprise, Charizard all in the back. Huffzone is going back in. Charizard is going to get the Cataclysm onto Shaco. He's going to fall, however, not before Charizard does as well. The whole team just fell. What happened? Where did Huffzone go? Unless Surprise pulls a miracle.
Oh, he's dead.
Alright, never mind. Nothing can happen. There is no miracle. That is going to be a 24-minute Soul for the side of ShadowZ.
Yeah, and like, this is mainly, I think, a bit of a focusing issue because they were able to take down Jenka, who's like also a big damage source, but they forgot about Phantasma just like hitting free on these like frontliners of like Huffzone and Charizard. Like, he just, like, they're not tanky. Huffzone, yes, he does a lot of damage. He is not tanky. He's only sitting on those plated steel caps for that armor, and that's it. and when you're against this Aphelios, who's like decently strong,
Charizard has
almost
to make
doing-
something happen here. Hubzone gonna win! Shadow still is going to get the Baron, and Charizard, no man, you can't do that. He's going in by himself after Hubzone died. Just feeding them on a silver platter. Not only feeding them, feeding Jenka, the person you like don't want the kills on the most, man.
Yeah. It looks like I think Pichu is kind of having communications issues at this point. Especially, I think, with the jungler. I don't know. Like, it's just it looks like he's on a different page than the rest of the team. He's going in when the enemy, like, when his team is not following up. Like, Hubzone goes in, he dies to steal the Baron as Camille. And then after the Baron is dead, Charizard jumps in. It's like, yeah, it just doesn't look really good, at least communication-wise from Red side. But they still have these win cons, right? Like, they're down 3k gold, but 3k gold is not something that you cannot play into. Especially you have this Jinx sitting at 2 items, possibly 3 items soon after she gets like some more CS. Maybe a few kills if they can pick up in the sideline. So, Jinx is always this win con. They just need to be more careful with how they're like focusing in these team fights. Because this Aphelios, it's already almost 3 items. With the IE, with the Bloodthirst.
Yes. Charizard having it a little bit rough, in a little bit of a dilemma as well. He's 2.5 levels down from Blue Shift, but he's at the point in the game where he just has to give all of his CS, all of his jungle camps to Swagner, to his Jinx, or else a little bit of a problem's going to happen. And the problem is what is going to happen to Matt as well. Going to get engaged on by Blue Shift, is going to get the Crescent Guard out.
Yeah.
However, that's another kill for Jenka.
Just before that kill, if I didn't see that wrong, Surya was almost beating Hubzone in the 1v1 in the sideline. Like, I guess after the heal cut that he bought and like his maxed Q, I think he maxed Q, that's what you do on Shen. It's like those Qs, those auto attacks do a lot of percentage HP damage.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
like they're hurting, and the fact that Hubzone is not able to sideline into Shen is just a big problem because you're not winning these team fights already. So I want to see, like, I think their best bet is just maybe getting an incredible Corki package out of Matt, and like that's kind of like basically their only way out.
Yeah, that is definitely the only way they can possibly try to come back,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah. And then there's like 2 waves pushing into their base right now.
Come on,
Let's
look
see
at
how
that.
they respond.
Look at that Victor E damage. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The death ray just, it's disgusting, man.
What a hook!
Oh, the hook!
Hook!
Earns the cleanse from Swagner. Both teams are just trying to make something happen, but it's not doing anything. You have Elder Dragon up in 2 minutes, Baron up in 3.
Yeah.
Both of these teams are just kind of waiting on that. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's...
Phantasma is going to walk up a little bit, try to get that turret, and he does. And
But-
he has a Thresh on his team. He can get away with that.
Not
Charizard trying to get away with it. Cataclysm. You Blue Shift in the back line. Jenka's going to pick up another kill into Hubzone as well. That's going to be the R onto Oddmitch from Surprise. It's not going to be enough to save his life. However, Surprise going to run himself out. Charizard going to follow along. This is the game.
Yeah. And like, as I said, I think this was like kind of visible here too. Like, Charizard is just going in, but no one is around him. It's like, he goes in, he gets chunked, and then he's almost dead by the time his team can help. And then Hubzone goes in, he's
Oh my
again,
gosh.
he's another. The damage.
Ban me Aphelios, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, or pick it.
Or pick it. Or pick it. The teams are switching next time. We're going to take a quick look at these post-game stats, and then we are going to throw it to an intermission. How do we feel about that game?
It felt, I think, almost scuffed for both teams. I think there was obvious mistakes that they did when they were ahead, especially like ShadowZ after picking up a 3k gold lead really early on in the game, and they threw it back, and then PGO was like, yeah, we kind of came back. Let me just throw it back into you. It's like, it was just a throw contest. And then, unfortunately, ShadowZ just like played 2 or 3 fights better, and in a coin flippy game like this, that is all you need. 2 fight wins, you get
Absolutely.
like you just pull ahead in gold, and then now the enemy team is just gonna keep losing.
Shout out to Blue Shift there, going 4-0-12 with
Yeah.
a pretty good CS line. 174 for a jungler. Not bad.
It is pretty good, and I think just throughout the game, he seemed more like he seemed better because he had a plan. Like every time he was bot, they picked up kills. Every time he was engaging, there was a fight that was in favor of ShadowZ. But on the other side, like every time Charizard tried to look for a play, it was just like, okay, he's going in 1v5, he can lock people in, but there's no one to follow him. And I think this is where like Xin kind of like pulls ahead of J4. Xin can like fight better alone, and like he can almost try to 1v2, 1v3. With J4, you don't really have that. You have to like sitting back, like giving your back to your team, and like just saying, okay guys, I'm engaging, but you have to follow up. Like there's no other way, because otherwise he dies. And he did die a lot. So
Yeah. Absolutely. So, do you have any final words before we throw it to a quick intermission to get ready for the next game?
I want to see something different. Like we can talk about this in the draft before the next game, but I want to see something else from PGO, because I don't think like putting your jungler on just like a you're just an engage tool is just not really good. I don't think Charizard is specifically good at that playstyle. So I want to see something different from them.
Exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have several questions that we want to ask for the next game. Is ShadowZ going to have yet another 2-0 sweep? Is Blue Shift just a better jungler? Well, you're going to have to wait and find out. Before we toss it to an intermission, I'd just like to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, ProComps. You can go find them over at procomps.gg. We have a short ad that we are going to play. You saw it earlier, but to those who are just tuning in, you're going to see it once again. Surprisingly high quality, actually. I'm quite impressed by this ad, I must say.
I was too.
So,
that was my first time watching it. I was like,
it was,
"Ooh,
yeah, same.
that's pretty
All
lit."
right. So we're going to toss it over to a quick intermission. Don't go anywhere.
Everybody panic! Hold on! I'm about to say something really cool. 3, 41, 9, and lift off! No one dies screaming without me. I feel like I forgot to shoot something. You're starting to bore me. She's such a loser, always ready to cry. Ah, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Strike twice, we can this
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the CCS Week 2. It is still me, Cowboy, and we still have Crawl over to my right. I think. Are you that way?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what way you are on the
Oh.
stream.
Left. You're left. I think.
All right. Well, you know what? Pretend the joke worked, and then everyone laugh. So it still works out. So we are hopping into the second draft phase. We now have PGO on the blue side and ShadowZ on the red.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting if they prepared maybe something different for blue side, maybe, possibly, and we see a Philios ban already.
I hope so. If
Yeah,
it's not
after
banned,
the
we're gonna
last
have a
game.
problem, honestly.
Yeah, after that last game, obviously, Phantasma in the lobby as dirty mid main right now. After the name change, he had a really good game on the Philios. Also,
Maybe the name brings luck. You know.
yeah, maybe. And also they take out the Trundle again, which is I'm assuming really good, really maybe prio pick for Charizard.
Yeah. So this game, Surya, who is a sub for ShadowZ, is not going to be playing. The main, Young Nats, is back at it in the top lane. So now we're really gonna see something interesting. I'm so excited to see Huffzone versus Young Nats.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah. And like knowing
Sorry to cut you off,
never mind.
but both of these players only play aggressive top laners. They don't play tanks. No, they aren't into that.
Yeah. And like
What were you gonna say? Sorry.
okay, so at least we see the Camille ban, and I think like as you said, both top laners being like I think picking that Gwen, like Camille, those like more lane I want to stomp my lane and 1v9 this game type of champions. It's gonna be more interesting. Because like Shen Camille, it's like, yeah, they both have shields. They're like hitting each other a little bit, but it's not too much in the end.
Covering
And
a lot of ADCs here, although I think ShadowZ is gonna stick to all reliable.
yeah.
It's the best way to put it. Oh, hello there. Well,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Oh, we have someone's
We have
ganking
Bird.
our stream.
Yeah, he's ganking. Oh, there he goes. Well, he
At
got
least,
counter gank.
yeah, we're seeing like at least PGO picking up the Thresh, picking it away from Shaco. I think, although early on it wasn't that like effective, I think he landed some pretty crucial hooks, especially throughout the mid game. So I think it was a good pick, and it might be good for PGO too if Surprise is good at utilizing the champion. We also see Jinx being picked up by ShadowZ this time, so they're just like picking each other's champions, but they still go with the Blitzcrank, so the pick potential is still there.
Sorry, I like tuned out for a moment because my bird just flew behind and now he is just screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know if my mic is picking it up, but he
So
is
I think
just
one or
he's going
two.
ham. Well, he's not anymore, but he was.
Oh.
Warwick. Don't pick
Yeah.
Master Yi. Don't do it.
Oh.
Don't do
wait.
it. Don't do it. That Karthus is acceptable. If you pick, don't pick Master.
These are really interesting hovers, interesting picks. I like the Ezreal because the interaction that it has with Blitzcrank Hook is that if Blitzcrank Hook hits you and then you E, you don't get hooked. Instead, it just cancels out the pull, so you're just like still in a safe place. So I like this comp kind of better. I think what ShadowZ is trying to do is just like they have the Jinx and they're just like trying to play towards it and not let her get picked. Because last game, what PGO tried to do was they tried to pick J4, which is J4 has to engage and leave Jinx kind of vulnerable in the backline. And the only person who was peeling was Zillion, and like he's not the best peeler. He can survive, like he can revive people, but not really good after that. So I like this with Blitzcrank with Sejuani. They have more peel for this high peer carry Jinx, and we know Phantasma plays it, and he plays it good, just like Aphelios. So it's gonna be really interesting to see.
For sure. And just looking at the Blitzcrank Sejuani, the amount of pick potential with those two champions is just off the walls. That is bonkers, man.
Yeah.
And then you throw a Jinx on top of it, really, really likes those just little strays, you know?
Yeah.
That's gonna be great.
And like we look at the bands, Gragas coming through, which is I'm assuming it's just like a pick that maybe
Whoa.
Puffzone plays, and Vex going through the pick phase and giving it to basically Jenka, which is like one of the three mages that you talked about in the first game.
Yes. Yes. I'm like 90% sure Jenka just like mains this champion at this point. Just looking at his OPGG, the amount of Vex that this guy plays is just like how?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think the champion is, at least for now, it's really strong. Especially, ooh, that's a good. Okay, I was gonna talk about Vex, but that's a good answer. Like Malzahar being able to like when Vex ults in, you just like ult her, and then she cannot really get any resets. You kill her. I think that's a really good pick. But about Vex, she's really good, especially into like kind of Warwick when he ults, or like Ezreal E's, any type of dashes. That's free damage and kind of like lowering the cooldown for her fear, and
And
especially
then you throw
into.
Tryndamere on top of it. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that is just. I don't want to be rude. It's just like a brain dead comp coming from like PGO. They're like, we're gonna stat check you guys. We're not gonna skill check you. Oh, the Teemo hover though.
Oh, they know what's up. They know what's up, baby.
Oh my.
So Tryndamere is one of Huffzone's like main champions, like
Yeah.
large air quotes. And Jax is something that Young Nats really likes to play as well. So we're seeing a lot of comfort coming from both of these teams, like a lot of comfort, which, you know, being out of your comfort zone isn't something you want. And I mean, in this league, in this elo of a league, it's especially something you want, to be fair.
I agree, but I just feel like, again, I think ShadowZ just has a better idea in the draft, just because like the champions on the PGO side, they're really like vulnerable to CC. Like the only way you can kill a Tryndamere is just like you just keep him CC'd, and they like shadows have that, and Jax particularly is a good matchup into Jax. Like you just don't get auto attacked with your E. Your ultimate
Yeah,
gives you
I know.
armor. You do a lot of damage with your auto attacks, just like Tryndamere. We saw Tryndamere being picked specifically in like as a split pusher, but like Jax is just the same thing but better. It's just like, yeah, you don't have the like, oh yeah, I cannot die for 5 seconds, but he doesn't really need that because he just beats him in the 1v1. And you still have the Vex, you still have Jenka on the not Jenka, Blue Shift on the Sejuani. They have so much CC, so I just kind of like what ShadowZ did here.
You pick this Tryndamere either to split push, in which they have a pick comp, so you're kind of boned if you just want to do that, or to dive onto the back line, which the amount of CC that they have is, you know, Tryndamere, you want to like dive in on that Jinx. You want to go into the back line, right? Vex wants to be in the front. Sejuani wants to be in the front. Blitzcrank wants to be in the front. Jax wants to just be not even in the front. He wants to be in the enemy front, dude. He wants to go like crazy. And then there's Jinx, right? By herself, in theory. And then she has the clackers. You know, Tryndamere tries to dash on. Boop, you're rooted. Uh-oh, you're knocked up by Blitzcrank. Uh-oh, you're pulled by Blitzcrank. Uh-oh, you're stunned by Sejuani. Uh-oh, Vex one-shots you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and like even if you use your ultimate, it's just like it's gonna be really hard to just survive that through all that CC, and it's just I don't know. Like Malzahar being picked, the only champion that it makes sense for is like kind of Jax if he comes into the team fight trying to like get on your ADC. But if you ult Jax, then there's still like Vex, there's still Jinx, and the one thing bad about Malzahar ult is that when you ulting, you cannot use anything else. You're standing still. So if you somehow misposition, this Blitzcrank can like just hook you if you don't have your shield up, or like just the ultimate just silences you. So I just kind of like a bit better. I like ShadowZ comp a little bit better. I think there's still potential for PGO, but I think their potential relies on Shadows making a lot of mistakes, which is possible.
Yeah.
That we
For sure.
saw like last game, both teams making so many mistakes. So we're gonna see if like PGO can reduce the amount of mistakes that they did, and if they can capitalize on what Shadows gives up to them. They're probably gonna be able to like do a lot with this comp.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of PGO's chances this game rely solely on Huffzone's shoulders. I think if this Tryndamere can get himself online, so he can start split pushing, or so he can roam around the map and make things happen before laning phase is even over, or even slightly after laning phase, like mid game, that would be pretty big, I think.
Yeah, but again, it's just like he's playing it into a counter matchup, so it's also going to be really
Very
painful.
difficult. Yeah, absolute agony. All right. Well, do you have any final notes before we toss it to what could possibly be the last intermission of the night if ShadowZ takes this game?
Enjoy possibly the video. It is a really good one. I'm like, well, you're not gonna be able to see it, but
no.
just tune in. I think this game is just gonna be a little bit better than last game. Hopefully, a little bit better gameplay, not too much chaos. So.
No, not too much. All right, we're gonna toss it to an intermission. We'll see you guys on the Rift. Don't go anywhere.
The blade is born once again.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We are hopping into the second game. Oh, Matt's in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, forced to flash immediately because of this invade.
I thought Shirkos would just go with the hook faster after the first auto attack taking down the shield, but they still burned the flash.
That is true.
They're still looking.
They really want this one. I don't know.
Yeah. They really will like this, like, hooky champions, and then just like going for the invades level 1. Just running it down from mid, I guess, and then going towards the jungle.
Yeah, for real. Alright, so now we ask the most important question that any caster could ever ask. Who wins the skin game?
Oh, I think PGO is a little ahead in that game. Well, I don't know. It's like, I think it's really close. I think they lose it just because Thresh not having a skin. On the other side, everyone has a skin.
True.
It's like they'll have like Star Guardian Jinx, I don't know that Blitzcrank skin's name. Project Sejuani.
Space Groove.
Ooh, Space Groove, and then like all those skins, really good ones. On the other side, they're a little cheap, I think, on their outfits. So.
Ooh, you got called cheap. Ooh.
Yeah, if you're playing the champion, buy a good skin, buy an expensive one. This is what capitalism wants.
That Blitzcrank hook. That so close. Yikes.
Yeah. And like,
Alright,
I think that's how they should play it. At least like for level 1 to 2. At least level 1, I think, specifically. Because Blitzcrank, after level 2. Oh, flash.
Whoa! Flash forward by Shaco to get the knock up onto Swagner. Gonna get the hook as well, but he might have just been hooked to his own death. Surprise, he's going to get this first blood. Dirty mid main. Phantasma is going to be able to get excited from the kill onto Swagner. Gonna dodge the hook. Not quite looking for anything else.
I will say that's worth it for ShadowZ.
Absolutely. 100%.
Kill being picked up for Jinx. She's still picking up the CS. Like, if that kill went to Odd Mage, I would say like it's fine because like he can reset. He would have possibly bought a Sheen instead of the tier, but he can only go for the early tier. And this Jinx is gonna reset with 700 gold, but
Whoa! Flash forward by surprise. The Clackers are gonna throw it down onto the ground. Oh, Phantasma gonna fall. He gets another kill! And Shaco is back to protect him. Oh no, that backfired so hard for PGO.
Yeah, that's not what you want. We talked about like how these other lanes are like kind of counter matchups favored for ShadowZ. You shouldn't look to lose that bot lane. Because the other lanes are already like really hard to play. Yeah,
and we were talking about it in the pregame. Jax just wins against Tryndamere, especially with the corrupting pot. You love to see that. A lot of damage. Real lot of winning trades. He also has a lethal tempo. Both of them do. Flash forward from Charizard to be able to get the Q Fear onto Shaco, and that is going to be a kill for Swagner. Getting himself slightly back into this game. However, that Jinx has a noon quarter at 4 minutes. Whoa! Oh, the crit! 40% crit chance with no items, ladies and gentlemen. I love Tryndamere. I'm not a tilted Gangplank user, you are.
Well, I think Elfson has been playing this matchup really good because every time Nat's like he holds on to his E with the Tryndamere, and whenever Jax uses the counter strike to dodge those auto attacks, he E's out, gets out of the stun, and then that time frame between like Jax not having access to the counter strike is just when Tryndamere can just absolutely beat Jax. Like that is just really knowing the matchup for Huff Zone and like knowing how to play it.
Absolutely. We saw in the pregame lobby he has quite a few points on this champion, quite a few mastery points.
Yeah.
So he kind of knows what he's doing. He also got the was it the Tryndamere Champy icon? You know, it's the sign of a one trick. You know,
he's just sending a message to the
yeah,
top
exactly.
Like,
should have banned Tryndamere, loser.
Yeah, you can counter me, but you're not gonna win.
Exactly.
But just like watching, like he was able to out trade the Jax. He's up 12 CS already. We're 5 minutes into the game, and he's still he has Ghost, but Ghost is like a fighting like a combat spell. So Nats not having the TP and Huff Zone having the Ghost, he can look for a kill possibly if Nats misplays this. And
Very
getting
possibly
damage.
could. This top lane is honestly just like it's a pool noodle fight. We all like, everybody memes about like, oh, tank v tank. Ah, what about Bruiser versus Bruiser, huh? Trinidad just heals himself and Jax is corrupting pots. What are you gonna do against that, huh?
If one of them doesn't die, the other one dodges auto attacks. It's like,
Yeah, for real. Like
how does
what?
that work? What are we supposed to do? But I just want to look at this bot lane. It's just Phantasma is already like 400 gold ahead. It's probably because Shaco kind of died level 2 in the river without his flash trying that. That is like
So surprise. Nice roam top lane, however, Blue Shift is here. The stun on Surprise can go off. He's level 3. Young Nats is going to be able to pick up a kill. Any sane human would go for that tower dive, but he is playing Tryndamere.
Yeah.
So it does not matter.
Yeah, the guy, he doesn't die.
The
Maybe
one
if Blue
champion.
Shift
The
was 6.
one champion.
Maybe if Blue Shift was 6, they can CC chain. Maybe.
Possible.
But
yeah,
still hard. Like, he has ult, he has heal. Like, if you misplay it 1 second, he presses R and then kills you both. So,
Yeah.
but
Surprise is just... Sorry, I cut you off. You go.
no, that's fine. Well, what I was gonna say is, I think this again. I don't know what is with them, but I feel like they just like are not communicating what they're gonna do, because normally if you see the support roam while the jungler is also there, so that you're trying to get a 3v2 that is favored for you. But Surprise is up there, level 3, while the enemy jungler is there. So like you never win that 2v2. Like level 6 Jax plus level 5 Sejuani, you're not gonna lose to a level 6 Tryndamere plus a level 3 Thresh. And I think like Charizard during that time being bot side is like, the idea is good, but you have to like communicate so that your jungler is also up there. So I don't know. I think that's just like still shows up as like a kind of communication, like miscommunication from the side of PGO, and it kind of hurts. Giving the smallest lead to this Jax is just gonna hurt back, because as Jax finishes his items, it's gonna just get harder for Huff Zone, at least until he hits full build, to a point where he can actually trade well.
Warwick's
Charizard.
top lane is gonna use the W, the Bloodhind. Oh, he's gonna hold the Q to follow the flash on a Young Nats. He doesn't have ult though, but Huff Zone wants to go ham. He's gonna use the ult. Charizard is going to be able to get that kill. Meanwhile, Blue Shift is on the bottom side of the map. Shaco, very low HP. However, not much can happen in a 3v1.
I guess I thought Jax would have his counter-strike back, but it was still on CD, so good gank from Charizard, at least
Amazing
pick up
gank.
something for himself. Yeah, and the flash follow-up with the bite from Warwick was just, he knows how the champion works after, like, I guess having 400k mastery points. Kinda expected, but
Yeah, we didn't mention that. So Charizard has 420,000 mastery points on Warwick. So not only is that pretty dang,
oh, I like this.
but that's also a lot of points. Uh-oh. Oh, Young Nats. Oh, you poor
Champion
man.
FTP. He's
Yeah.
dead. He's dead.
You know what's going through Young Nats' mind right now? You know what's going through his mind? Oh, Trinidad doesn't have ult. This is easy. I win this.
Wait, Charizard. Oh, they don't die. They're so low.
Doesn't die.
Oh,
Doesn't die.
Vex is here.
Oh! Hold on. Vex is here. Has the ult reset.
Gave the kill to
Wait,
Jinx.
what? Wait. How'd that... Wait. Was there a rocket? What killed him?
So Jinx rocketed earlier, and when Malzahar tried to eat Jenka, like Vex, he was still under turret, so he died to turret, but the last person damage.
Oh! I didn't even see the turret. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
I'm so confused.
no, I was like, oh, what happened? And like, this is just goes from bad to worse. It's like, okay, you dove Jax, and like, you like Huff Zone is like up 700 gold. That is super good, but it's like you gave a lead to a Vex that was like not doing anything, and then like Jinx picks up another kill. She's already up 23 CS, and a hook lands onto the shape.
Oh, surprise. You hate to see it. That's going to be the clackers coming on out, although you might not hate it as much as I say you might. A lot of damage coming on out from Ezreal, but he has the wave, going to sit behind it. Charizard is here, and he has his ultimate. He has infinite duress. Flash forward, going to get the double fear. Infinite duress onto Phantasma. Going to try to get up a kill. Not quite going to get it. Amazing gank from Charizard. Going to save his bot lane from what could possibly be a very easy double kill for this Jinx.
Yeah, and like that is just huge because he picked up the shutdown. That Warwick is scary right now.
Horrifying.
And this early in the game, like Warwick is a champion that can kind of take over a game if he's really fed. And I think like Blue Shift should just leave. Like
Blue Shift really wants to do something.
Really
wants to do something. Malzahar has the Nether Grasp.
Oh, the ultimate.
Oh, both ultimates are going to miss here on the side of PGO. Gonna get the poison. Gonna get the Nether Grasp as well to get all of that extra damage. Blue Shift not gonna fall because the bot lane from ShadowZ arrived. Nice hook from Shaco. The Clacker is gonna follow up as well. Charizard forced to run directly towards the Jinx. Gonna pick up that kill rather easily. Nice little combo there. Blitzcrank hook into the knockup, into the Clackers. Exactly what I was mentioning during the draft of this game. You can't avoid it, man.
But like this top lane is kind of not looking good anymore, especially after the amount of time that PGO like spent topside to get this Tryndamere ahead. Now he is winning the matchup, 40 CS ahead, first turret picked up for him. He has so much gold, and like this Jax is gonna have a big problem in this side lane trying to hold on to the Tryndamere, and this is gonna just keep going until almost 3 items. So good luck to Nats in the top lane for now.
Yeah, Huffstone's gonna back for that Gale Force. He already has the Berserker's Greaves. His tower take is just ridiculous this game.
Yeah, and like with Jax still not being able to like just finish the pork, he's still sitting on that recurve bow plus the Vampiric Scepter. It is not what it's not the place that you want to be in as a Jax right now. Another fight.
Ooh, Jenka gonna miss pretty much everything, and Surprise shows up as well. That's the Infinite Duress coming on out. Huffstone gonna Gale Force forward.
Shaco?
Flash away from Jenka to avoid the hook. Shaco in a little bit of trouble here. Huffstone not even gonna have to ult for this, I don't think. Oh, he might have to actually, because Jenka gonna get that extra damage. But there's so much happening, man.
Oh.
There's 4 people in the mid lane, 5 people. So whoa!
Rocket!
Oh my god!
Okay.
You love to see it. The Rocket is gonna pick up the stray kill onto Huffstone. was he blast coned into it?
Yeah, that's a little sad. It's interesting that he didn't have a shutdown. I guess being up 2k gold is not worth a shutdown for right. But again, that play, although Jinx was able to get a kill back, it's just they lose mid tier 1 probably after this. And like Ezreal picks up kills, Tryndamere picks up some kills, and this Ezreal who was behind early on is now almost just he has the same gold with this Jinx, and thinking that Jinx is up 2 kills plus 20 CS, being up the same gold is just really feels good for Oddmish here.
Yeah, getting that Essence Reaver already, working towards I'm not very good with itemization. What is he
Immune, probably.
Well, yeah, he has the tier. Yeah, you're right.
But so I don't. That is the normal build right now, but I just don't like it this game because although you're ahead, like you're decently strong, you're not ahead of the Jinx, and the enemy team has a Sejuani, they have a Jax, and I think just maybe going the Divine build where like you're a little bit like tankier. You have you have more sustain in your build. You can dish out more damage to these picks like Sejuani and Jax and Blitzcrank specifically too. Like I think that would be better. This build is still fine. It does a lot of damage with the Mystic shots. Plus the ultimate. Like the 2-shot barrage will take
Shift is in the area.
a lot of damage. Yep.
Look at bot lane.
Dive.
They want to go for the dive. I really like Jinx just stepping up to auto attack, getting away that spell shield.
That was
Vix
so
is coming as well. Ooh. They have to know, right? They don't know.
reset.
No flash, no nothing. They just want to let it happen.
Yeah, they're just gonna give up the turret. It's fine. They should just... Malzahar should probably just look to get Cash the Wave. Maybe they can make a play on this Vex. She's walking up without having her tier 1 turret right now. And the dragon is up in 30 minutes, so it looks like Shadow has a 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's a rather long wait for a dragon, bro.
they have a better position to set up,
Uh-oh.
and might be caught here. And he's gonna
Surprise.
say goodbye.
He's really feeling the wrath of this pick comp.
Yeah. I think it's almost for the both supports. They're kind of like getting greedy with like how they want to place their vision, and just like getting picked for kind of no reason. And
Herald is gonna walk forward, gonna hit that turret. Shaco is top lane, however.
zone.
Huff Zone, taking a lot of damage, just wants to ult, get that turret down. Could very easily win this, to be honest. Whoa. Alright, 2 flash and forward. Still in Q range of Jax, perhaps? No, it's not look like it.
Birth?
He gets away with that, man. Trinidad gets away with that.
Yeah, the ghost saves him, especially after like the flash Gale Force. It is bad for Jax, to be honest. Like more gold going into the pockets of Huff Zone, but that means Huff Zone not having flash.
Whoa. Flash. He flash forward from Blue Shift, forward onto Charizard. Look at the healing, though. He's not going to die. Not quite just yet. Shaco's going to get the kill, but Jinx is excited. All that extra damage is going to be coming on out. Young Nats, is he going to get the stun? He is. On to Surprise. Surprise could just get him away.
Yep. It was a good, at least disengage from Surprise. We can see like how Fresh Flay can just like...
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, don't do him like that. Don't do him like that. Come on, Matt. Matt, no. No, Matt. That's illegal. Oh, so close. Really late stopwatch, however. He's going to live anyways, but also burn the stopwatch.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Ezreal dying mid somehow.
Oh, did he? I didn't see that, actually. He probably got picked up by the Jinx, if I had to guess.
And Surprise.
Oh, surprise. Ooh.
He burns the flash for no reason, to be honest.
Yeah.
Both games, they're playing like their flashes on 10-second cooldowns.
They
Really
kind of
interesting.
are. It's the blue side effect.
Yeah, but like at least we're seeing PGO kind of using their ultimates really well. Like Tryndamere using his ultimate to pick up another tier 2 turret and then like getting away with it. Warwick, like Charizard has been really good at utilizing like his ultimate and his fear to pick up these kills onto like Jenka, onto Nats, and like even in the bot lane fight where like Phantasma died, like it was his ultimate, and like he's using them really well. And even Matt, he's been finding these picks with his ultimate. With Malzahar, of course, it's the suppression, so unless you have a QSS, you cannot get out of it. So they've been pretty good at like utilizing their pick tools. And now maybe they run into Malzahar. Matt is just being sneaky.
Oh, look at him. Matt.
It's pretty risky though. So he's just gonna go back towards mid, possibly? They might be looking to fight here. Wait, what is he doing?
Shaco walking forward a little bit too far. The rest of the team just... Oh, they know. They know. Shaco, you can't do that, man.
Yeah.
They are gonna collapse onto Matt. However, that's the Nether Grasp out of this fight. That means that your Vex can dive in safely. Could this be a fight? Vex is gonna miss the R.
Yeah. It is a fine trade for ShadowZ because you give up your support for your mid laner. But the thing is, Jenka TP'd, so he just like leaves Huff Zone in the side lane alone, picking up another tier 2. And like those tier 2 turrets are worth a lot of gold. Especially if you pick it up by yourself. You're just like, that's incredible amounts of gold. And right now, Huff Zone, although he's not incredibly ahead in kills, he's up 3k gold on Nats just from those like turret plus CS. Turret gold plus CS. So, I don't know. This side lane looks really doomed for Nats until somehow if Huff Zone throws this lead that he has.
Yes, Baron is up on the map. Ocean spawning in 120, possibly looking for some kind of fight here. ShadowZ is positioning like they really want to take this Baron. Hearthstone is in the area, they see him. They know.
Ooh, the hook punch!
Whoa!
Nice. The silence? Oh, he gets the
Silence, it's gonna be the Undying. Oh! Okay, I thought somebody was teleporting. Or, I'll talk later. Engage from, I don't even know, he's cut it. Hearthstone gonna be jumping in. Suppression from Matt onto Shaco. Really low health bars all around them. The lifesteal, though, it's gonna be the EQ forward from Swagner in order to pick up this kill. The damage, but the lifesteal might be enough. It does not look like it is going to be. Jenka is going to get the kill onto Charizard before he himself dies. Blue Shift getting out with 1 HP. Young Nats taking the enemy red buff on the other side of the map. Look at him. Look at him. He's chilling.
I looked at the TP cooldown because I wondered why he wasn't TPing. It was like 5 seconds away just before like Jenka died.
Ooh.
So there was like slight misplay, but I think Nats just doesn't reset and they try to burn this dragon. I don't think he should reset here. Is he going to
I don't think he should reset either. Ooh. I don't like that. I don't know if...
You should have just taken this. The Jinx is not here. They're not going to do it fast.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 2 melee with Sejuani passive can do it. And PGO is not looking to contest, so it's fine, but it was risky. And the Ezreal also comes in. Tryndamere is around. They might...
Hearthstone just goes in. He doesn't have Gale Force, but yeah.
Oh,
alright, he's gonna use the ultimate. Shaco, gonna get the hook. He's gonna be able to dash over the wall. He is. Oh, Young Nats! Oh, but the rocket is gonna pick him up first. Jinx is very fed this game.
Yeah. I think he's been really good with these super mega death rockets. He found Hearthstone twice this game with his ults, and like with Hearthstone dead, that's a lot of gold. Just like a lot of the gold lead is on Hearthstone. So with him being dead, this Baron is just it's gone. ShadowZ, I think, just picks it up. You need to be careful though. There's still Ezreal and Warwick.
I'm gonna start up this Baron. Shaco going a little bit aggressive here. The flash forward. It's gonna be the knockup on a Charizard. The whole team is coming on in. Vex is gonna follow up. Young Nats, he's getting hit by the goobies. He's not quite hitting them though. All right, there we go. Oddmitch, really late flash. Quite interesting there. Whoa! Look at the damage on the True Shot barrage. However, Jinx gonna get excited off of that kill on a surprise. Gonna be able to keep Hearthstone away, and ShadowZ is going to be victorious in that fight. What looked like Shaco being caught out resulted in a flash that bought them time for the rest of the team to show up. Charizard going a little bit too ham.
Yeah.
And this could possibly be a Baron, unless Hearthstone can pull something here. There's no way. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, there's no way. The bad part about all this is that Charizard still has his ultimate. Whole Grain Matt still has his ultimate. So like, they didn't use 2 main pick tools that they have in these fights, and like it just results in Jinx just being able to free hit with like no problem. Like she's just like sitting on the back line using that rockets instead of like the small P gun. So she's doing a lot of damage, and it's just like when you let a Jinx that is 11 and 2 basically hit you like that, she's gonna hit like a truck.
Did one of the little like Malzahar minions just block the Blitzcrank hook from stealing the crowd?
Oh, maybe, possibly. I didn't actually see, but might have happened. I wouldn't be surprised. We're playing. This is League of Legends.
I think that's what happened. Jenka is by himself. Another grasp. Flash forward to get that as well from Matt. Jenka, you're boned.
It took a long time to kill him though. I don't know how, but I guess Vex is just a tank now.
I mean, Vex, you never played TFT? Of course Vex is a tank.
Oh, fair. Even though she's counting as an Arcanist, right? That's how good champion is.
Arcanist Yordle.
Okay.
She has like 2,000 HP if you build her right, so.
I want to give attention to something. Nats is up 30 CS now. I think like Hearthstone over the last 5 or 6 minutes, he has been just like trying to just like flip these fights with his team. But, oh, he's dead again.
Ooh, I really like the Sejuani ult. Forcing the Gale Force out, but the whole squad is here. Are they going to give the kill to the Jinx? No, they're not. Young Nats is going to pick that up. Gonna hook the Sejuani under turret. Not really the person you want to hook.
Oh, good damage from the two-shot barrage.
Yeah, good damage from the true shot barrage. Although not enough to quite start a fight without your Tryndamere. Looks like ShadowZ is going to just pull through with this. They do win the 4v5.
Oh, another
4v4, actually. Oh, the hook onto Surprise. The locket, not gonna keep him alive. But now you have everybody jumping onto your Jinx. Jinx? Did she have tenacity? How'd you get out of that nether grass so fast? I'm not too sure. Pardon?
She used QSS.
Oh, she does have a QSS. I am so good at looking at the scoreboard. Wow. You know, that's just what I'm great at that.
That is a
however,
good buy, to be fair.
Amazing buy, yes.
Yeah.
Jinx is going to be able to get out of this one, but the rest of the squad ain't. So maybe it was a good thing that Vex decided to go bot, although I think if Vex TP'd there, they win that.
Yeah, like they didn't really have any TP wards anywhere like close, so
yeah.
Maybe if they didn't place one, but like I think Blue Shift could have maybe put one or Shaco. But the thing is, the fight they played it like bad because they focused on Surprise with Nats and Shaco hooking him, but then you literally leave your fed Jinx alone there. Like, what is the point? Like you have to peel the Jinx so that she can do something. It's still a Warwick, it's still a Malzahar. Like, they're not gonna let that Jinx hit if she's like just sitting in front.
Yeah, I think their fatal error that fight. Oh, I'll speak later. Blue Shift is gonna engage with the ultimate. Jinx is just gonna shred it down, Surprise, and Young Nats is going to pick up a kill on a Charizard, a little out of place there. That's a 2 for 0. However, they do not get the dragon. So PGO is still on Soul Point, but for 3 kills, is Soul Point worth it?
Yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna lose some turrets here, and if they don't, they're gonna give up some kills for sure. And the problem I see here is that like we can see gold is almost even, but like most of the gold lead right now after Hearthstone like kind of throwing his lead is now sitting on Charizard versus the Sejuani. But Sejuani can be viable on low resource because like it's just tank items. Oh, they're
up zone, trying to get a bit of a flank to try to make something happen. Fortunately, he was spotted on the ward. The rest of the team's just gonna collapse. The rocket's not gonna connect. Nice sidestep by Phantasma. Wow, gonna force his supports to just eat that hook. Doesn't really mean anything. Very close to hitting Matt there. Just got his spell shield back. Nice true shot barrage. Good damage. They're in a very small, short choke point.
I think we saw like although for the majority of this game it didn't happen. If we talked about like how Tryndamere can just like not really play the game when it's a team fight, and we saw like he just got hooked, he ulted, but that ult only saves him long enough to get him out. He cannot do anything to that Jinx because he's getting knocked up, he's getting silenced. The hook itself is like a small stun. There's fear, like you just cannot move. So it is just like really going to be hard for Hearthstone to play, and now he's not even winning the side lane. Jax is actually ahead in gold. So it's going to be, I think it's just going to get worse here for the side of PGO.
I agree with that. Dragon spawning in 250. Baron's up in 10. This Baron could very easily make or break this game.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just whoever wins this Baron fight, unless someone steals it from the winning team, it should be the end game. Because like both teams have a lot of like potential to just burn through these turrets. With Tryndamere, Ezreal on the blue side, and then Jinx and Jax, they just like, especially Jinx, like she for some reason decided to.
What's going on here? What's going on here? Tryndamere has the Hull Breaker.
Yeah.
So he obviously really wants the side lane. He doesn't have the TP either. He's on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, so they're, I guess, giving up the Baron. Like they're just
they have to be. Jenka is forced to stay to answer. Jenka just does not beat this Mr. Man in a 1v1, I don't think.
He has a stopwatch though. He can just like keep
Oh,
clearing the
he
wave and
does.
TP in case of a team fight. And
Can do that. Look at the
Yeah.
hull breaker damage.
but
Yikes, man.
cannot get close to the Tryndamere at all. So they have to burn this Baron. Otherwise, Hobson is gonna take a lot.
Yeah. Look at the pings in the map. PGO knows that they're on the Baron. Not very, doesn't
gonna
take
try
a
to
genius to
hold
observe
back.
that, however. Tryndamere just ends the game.
He's backing off.
Alright, yeah. The whole squad's backing as well.
Yeah.
PGO is definitely taking their lead here because of Hobson.
I don't know how good this was because so now in 1 minute there's going to be a dragon coming up and now the enemy team has the Baron. King is Shaco. He ran it down. Basically, he's gonna be up for dragon, but that's just support is your
okay.
reward. So that's just like a really
Yeah,
bad
that
bet, to be
sucks.
honest. What I want to see is just like them, the red side, pushing mid, being able to use this Baron and forcing PGO to do a play. Because PGO right now doesn't have the bot wave. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, they're
my
pushing
game
out the
froze
mid
for a
wave as well. Look at the vision on the top side of the map right now.
Yeah, and like they if there's a fight here, I think PGO should be careful
What,
because
did they,
what?
what was the redemption for?
I have no idea.
Did he think? Oh, Young Nat's gonna go in, saving blue shift. Actually, I was not expecting that. That's quite impressive. Huffzone forced to use the ultimate before Dragon. That is huge,
Yeah,
massive. Even Ezreal doesn't have it as well. Neither does Warwick. Ooh, the QSS and Flash away from Phantasma. Stun going on. Thresh is going to fall. The rest of the squad is following up. Jenka gonna get the ultimate. That's a double kill for Phantasma.
this might be the end again.
This might be the end. They get this dragon. This is going to be Soul Point. Both teams on Soul Point. Although
Yeah.
I don't even know if this game's going to go on long enough to see this this Soul happen. Huffzone just look at that damage. That was one Jinx rocket. Yikes, man. One Jinx like rocket auto.
Yeah. Well, this Jinx is just out of hand at this point.
Literally, like full build minus GA, and you have an Elixir of Wrath. Like
I will be honest, I have no idea what this Israel build is. I've never seen it. Personally, maybe some people in the Twitch chat, maybe you've seen it.
I
have never seen.
I've seen
I've never seen an Eclipse Israel. I've seen Dark Harvest. No, not Dark Harvest. Duskblade, but this is a first for me. Might work. Eclipse does give you that extra armor pen, but like on the other side, this Jinx 4 items in, getting close to his GA, and might even have it after this reset. Just trying to pick up some more gold. So probably gonna look to have that after his back.
Yeah, this Jinx is just out of control. You cannot dive onto this Jinx anymore because Huffzone has to use the ultimate. Like, the second Huffzone wants to engage, he has to use the ultimate or he literally gets one shot.
Yeah.
There's no, like, fade away. There's nothing. He ults and then presses E.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
What they should look to do, especially with like Huffzone. Oh,
Nice stopwatch to be able to get the stun off. Is Jenka gonna live? He is. Oh, never mind. Charizard is gonna pick him up. Look at the locket. Yikes. This is the amount of healing, dude. However, Jinx is here. Your banger Jinx is here. A lot of stuns coming on. Out. He has the GA now. This Jinx is full build at 35 minutes. 2 people fall. You force the flash. Force the ghost. Not the ghost. Sorry. The ultimate out of Huffzone. This game is over. They go down mid, they end.
Yeah, I feel like they might still be able to maybe hold Israel kind of like can wave clear. They don't they don't have the Baron anymore.
I really don't know because they have a Sejuani.
Yeah.
The Warmog's Frostfire Sejuani. There's so much tankiness in that.
Yeah.
Sejuani just presses E, gets the knockup, right? So much stuff happening, can't do anything, right?
From at least what I can see, they're probably just gonna let Nats push mid, and then the rest of the team will be pushing from bot, trying to get that second inhib. It's gonna be big if they have this bot lane inhib and like getting that bot wave perma pushing before Baron. This is just like this is going to be something that they don't need to worry about, like when the Baron comes next time. They need to be careful though. The enemy team is still like it's a 4v5. They might need a TP from Jenka to save them.
We'll absolutely need a TP from
Like,
Jenka.
looks like they're fine.
They're just gonna leave, yeah. Well, oh, Huff Zone. Ooh, the hook. So close to connecting, but not quite. Soul is up in 2 minutes for either side. Baron's up in 1. Entire team's gonna take the blast cone just to get out. This game is so much longer than it has to be. I feel like both teams are just too afraid to do anything, I think.
Yeah, like I'm not sure if it's being afraid because like again this game kind of went close, similar to last game. Not as many kills in the early game maybe, but it's just like this time PGO picked up that early gold lead in the top side. Again, like just like last game, and then I think Huff Zone just trying to play and help his team in the team fights while he's playing his split push champion. It just like kind of eventually leads him to go down in gold. Because like literally, I don't know, 15-20 minutes ago, this Jax was down 3k.
Whoa. So Jax has the death stance now. He is absolutely like ready to just beat the crap out of this Tryndamere, frankly. He has the mobility he needs. He's a level up. You know, all of that jazz going on. Blue Shift is going to take the hook. Literally 0 damage. Like, he took no damage.
Yep, he's still full HP.
I think it healed him, bro.
Well, like, Sejuani, like, having 0 kills and, like, not being up gold at all against Charizard, I think Blue Shift just showed, like, you don't need to do a lot. You just sometimes need to be there.
There it is. Look, the Nether Grasp onto Blue Shift is going to just invite Jenka to take the ultimate out. The rest of the team's going to dive in. Huff Zone jumping onto Jenka. Nothing he can really do. He's just free to do whatever he wants on the side. Charizard trying to dive in onto the Jinx. Not quite going to get there, though. Blue Shift incredibly low HP. It's going to be the jump forward, but Young Nats is going to eat it for his Jinx. Look at Jinx just kiting this whole fight out as best as he can. Doing so much damage. Blue Shift is going to fall. However, stun coming on out. On 1 HP, he's going to fall to Young Nats. The rest of the team, the Redemption, is it going to save him?
Oh my. Jinx
They're all going to leave it. The Charizard's in the back line. The Q gonna get the fear. The rest of the team is dead. This is going to be the GA pop. This could be the game. Like, I've been saying that a lot. But, like, this... Like, genuinely, this could be it. Looks like they don't really care about the frag. Knowing that Jinx has the GA up, you're not gonna get the kill, period. Jinx, what shit? Just go for the inhib.
Yeah.
The rest of the team gonna get that Ocean Soul. It's gonna be horrible to fight them. Absolutely, like, disastrous. I hate it.
Yeah.
Hate Ocean Soul. Not as like a gameplay standpoint. It's just horrible.
This fight was bad because Nats TP'd really late. By the time he TP'd, 2 members from his team were already dead. And for Jinx, like, everyone again left Jinx alone in the mid lane. Oh, they're gonna pick up Baron?
Jinx doesn't have any lifesteal other than Rav, right? Like Ravenous Hunter.
Not really, but again, the Ravenous
I mean, it doesn't really matter. The rest
a lot because of those like AoE crits. Those just heal a lot, so those should be fine.
Big True Shot Barrage going to be doing a good amount of damage to the whole squad. However, it looks like they're just going to heal up and recall and whatnot. We are almost 40 minutes into this game, and there is no decisive winner.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, with like the heal cut coming from Shaco plus Jenka, this Ocean Soul might not be as effective. Like, maybe last season, or like before they actually nerfed Ocean Soul in general, this soul would heal incredible. Like, if you got this soul, you would have like literally lost the game, period. But now, after like a series of nerfs throughout last season, it came to a point where like you can actually play into it if you just have decent heal cut. And seeing that Morelos and Thornmail coming from Blitzcrank and Vex, they should be fine, at least for this heal cut. This Warwick will be really hard to kill though.
You will, yes. And Jax picked up the Hullbreaker so he can sit in the side lane. I don't know if that's a good purchase right after he burns his TP. However, getting that side pressure, I don't think anybody can like just 1v1 Jax. Like just one-on-one.
Oh, the Warwick ultimate lands.
Am I behind? I might be oh yeah, I'm very behind. Whoa, my game's lagging really bad. Sorry.
Mine top too. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that is so strange. Big fight going on here. It's probably very delayed from the stream. I apologize. Oddmit's gonna pick up another kill. Huffzone going to pick one up as well. Once again, your Jinx just alone. Well, not alone, just Shaco, but level 14 Blitzcrank is not exactly going to protect your Jinx very well. It's gonna get hooked as well. Dive back. It's a disaster. It's a disaster for ShadowZ. You had the game in the bag, but I don't think they can win these fights anymore.
That was a 1,000 gold shutdown going over to Warwick too.
It was.
Okay, just for the clarity, what time are you at?
I'm at 41, 13, 14,
Okay.
15.
I'm gonna just wait 1 second and it should be good. Okay.
Yeah, sure thing. We heart Rito spectate. a lot of spectator bugs recently.
Yeah, and like how long Spectre has been in this game? Well, almost the whole time, maybe. It's like
Not quite the whole time, but very close. Yeah,
for a long time at least.
a long time.
Well,
When
yeah.
was Observer removed? Like season 1 or 2?
I think so.
Somewhere around there. I don't know. I'm still a little league baby. All right. I began end of season 8, beginning of season 9.
Jax actually sold the Hullbreaker for Slower Dawn, which
Love
is a
that.
QSS item.
I like that.
Really good, yeah. It's just like kind of realizing what you need, because this Malzahar, he wasn't really a big deal until now. He's like, he burns you a lot, and
It hurts.
yeah, and like just everything is kind of like, am I seeing wrong? Like, does this Ezreal not have items?
Well, this Ezreal has items.
Okay, I don't know why, but oh no, he's changing out items. Yes, he's going for the
Oh.
Triforce now.
We heart Rito.
And is it
It's
just me? Yeah, he changed to Triforce GA. So he sold 2 of his items and changed his build. Interesting, mid-game, kind of not what you expect people to do, because you know you want to build, but I guess
Oh, we're going for
Getting
the
this
fanatic death bush.
Yep.
This is gonna backfire. I can call it. This is gonna backfire.
if they hook Warwick, for sure. Like that Warwick is super tanky and it's not easy to kill.
See, they're not doing it right. You have to put the control ward out of the bush as like bait, you know? And then they come up and auto it, and then they get hooked. They're really committing to this.
The good
I'm
old.
excited. I want to see where this goes.
Oh, they're all level 18. They're all almost full build. Who needs CS? Who
Look
needs
at them,
farm?
look at them. They're chilling. They're
Oh?
J chilling. Oh, blue
Ah,
ship.
Sejuani broke it.
Damn you, Sejuani. Oh no, see, they're not gonna expect it now.
Oh yeah, this
You can't
is the
hook. You can't hook Charizard though. You cannot hook Charizard. Uh oh.
Good
All right,
engagement.
they get the knock up on Charizard. But now you have the Warwick in between your entire team and the Jinx.
Jinx
Jinx
is
cannot do
hitting.
damage, dude. She has an LDR and she's not doing damage.
Yeah, especially the Randuins. Oh, that ultimate did some though. What is this? Tryndamere. Oh my, Huff Zone.
Oh my gosh, wait. Yeah, he's just in there like swimwear, dude.
There's no minions though, so it's pretty interesting what we're seeing here. They're just gonna pick up another inhib, so Huff Zone just kind of.
I think both of these open inhibs have been taken like 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's what's been going on.
And the thing is, PG.
Oh,
What?
they're doing it again. Look at the map. They're at the bush.
Oh my god. They're spotted out this time.
Oh.
Bookland. Warwick is going from the other side.
Gonna catch up Jenka.
Oh, Huff Zone is doing a really good.
Gonna
Oh,
ult in. You have the Nether Grasp available. Who do you want to use it on? Nats is gonna be able to get the stun off. Huffzone is in there. Gonna use the ult as well. Blue Shift is down. Huffzone's still going. Shaco is going to fall as well. He's by himself. Nats is going to fall. Jenka's by himself. Phantasma is gone. He's dead as dirt. And Jenka's going to fall. There's no way you can 1v4. Dodge the hook. Doesn't matter. That's the ace. That's the Elder Dragon.
can they end the game? They can
They have
probably
to.
tank
Barons
third.
as well. You just push out bot wave, right?
They're
Yeah.
just gonna tank it. They're just gonna tank it. They're gonna try to end through that. Interesting strat, but they can probably do it. They have Hullbreaker on Tryndamere. They have Ezreal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see a third game.
Let's see. Yeah, they're just way too tanky. They heal up.
This was a 45-minute banger.
Yeah.
45 minutes of back and forth crawl.
Yep. Just like game 1. Someone throws the early game, and the other team says, "Oh yeah, we don't want the late game. You can have it," and then they just throw it back again. Like, it's just like a really interesting game. I feel like one fight that they did in the mid lane kind of just made it so hard for ShadowZ to come back into the game, because they gave up soul point when they had no dragons, and then they were able to pick up 3 in a row, and then one fight that like Nats cannot TP to, you take it and you lose it, and then you lose Ocean Soul. And like we see the gold diff like is only like Jinx is basically like decently in the gold, and like everyone is full build. So we're at a point where gold lead doesn't matter. But Ocean Soul, again, it's not an item. It's not an extra space in your champion slot. It is just perma healing throughout the team fight. And when the team fights were that close, it did kind of make a huge difference.
It certainly did. Let's look at the gold. PGO is up almost 2,000 gold by the end of the game. It's a reasonable amount of shekels,
Yeah.
I must say. All right. Well, before we really take it to our second last intermission, there we go. I almost said last one. Do you have any notes about this game? What are we expecting next game?
Well, until now, the both teams almost drafted like really similar comps, I think. Like this game, they both had like one split pusher. They both had like control mages in mid. Ezreal, not really the hyper carry as like Jinx, but they kind of made it up for with the Warwick in the jungle. So I like this more from Charizard, picking a champion that he's more comfortable on, and he kind of like did pulled the game from the shadows with his ultimates, with how he tanky and disruptive he was in the backline. Plus he was like 5k gold up, which was like the only goal difference at the end of the game. So I like this from Charizard. They were more communicative, at least in some of these later on team fights. So I just want to see that again. As for ShadowZ, I think they just need to not throw their lead again, just like that, because they had a full item Jinx. They had all that they needed.
Yeah, even though that Jinx, like, full item, LDR on top of it, lethal tempo, exhaust, she did no damage, dude.
Well,
at least it felt like she did nothing.
Well, like Warwick did go for the Renduins, which just like takes out a lot of damage from those like critical hits, which she almost like had 100%. So it was like, yeah, you cannot really crit that guy. And when he's in melee and uses the active, it takes out, if I'm not wrong, takes out a little bit of AD for some time. Plus sits on the Frozen Knight. It's just like he's just way too tanky for that Jinx. The only person who could kill him is probably Nats with the Bork. So.
Yeah, I believe so. All right. Well, while we get ready for the last game of the night, for real this time, we're going to toss it over to an intermission. Don't go anywhere. You are about to see the final game of Week 2. We'll see you in a bit. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the last draft of the night. I'm gonna be honest with you, Carl. I really thought ShadowZ was gonna 2-0 this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't even know what to say to that. It was just a really just
Little bit of
back and
a
forth game. And
disaster.
to be fair, early on the game, I just thought, yeah, PGO just has this in the bag, and then they just like threw their lead, and then Shadows got like 5 or 7k gold ahead, if I'm not wrong, and then they were like, yeah, we just like take one bad fight and then give the enemy team motion soul. So
yeah, pretty much.
you see them back on blue side, so maybe it's a blue
Maybe.
side thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's just the mental advantage.
Yeah, being able to first pick that broken champion that they think it is. Oh,
Velios
said
is
Warwick
banned, actually.
ban.
The Warwick ban as well. Quite
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I would bend it too. It just looks like just a big like comfort pick for Charizard, and taking it away, maybe putting him like forcing him onto a champion that he's not as comfortable. So
Yep, for sure. Camille is going to be taken out as well, getting rid of a lot of these comfort champs for the side of PGO. Going to take out the Jinx as well.
the Diana,
I don't
I
think
l-
taking out the Jinx is necessary, especially if you're on red side.
I like it just mainly because like Felix is also off the table. So if you're giving up Jinx, you would have to go for Ezreal again. But like that also limits your team comp. I don't think Ezreal was that good for the majority of that game. I think Jinx was way more useful. They are taking away the Yasuo since they saw the Diana being picked up from Shadows, which is like a good response. I don't
Sorry,
I don't know if this is like a good idea because until now, they put Mad on like Corki, on Malzahar, a little safer champions, and like going with Yasuo, possibly maybe to an ADC or top flex, but assuming that it's mid, it's a playstyle change for sure for PGO. Both of these teams, to be fair.
definitely. I can assure you they are taking away this Yasuo because of what happened last week. ShadowZ drafted, the Diana, Alistar, Yasuo, and one Baron fight. Diana flashes over the wall behind the Baron pit, gets the 4-man moonfall, 4-man knockup. Yasuo just Hasaki just slams his sword onto the ground. Entire team is wiped within seconds. I blink and they are gone.
Yeah. Like that duo has been like really impactful, not only in like solo queue and like in like lower elo amateur leagues. It's been like almost being picked in pro play too, because it's just like how strong and like how like they can just win one team fight off that one ultimate that Diana gets in.
As the
So
Malphite. Obligatory.
oh my, yeah, they're going for an easier. This is definitely an easier like team comp to execute because like Malphite just presses R, Malphite also presses like follows up with it. I would have liked to see maybe like not showing Malphite already because I don't think they would ban it for like ShadowZ would ban it from Hearthstone.
Why wouldn't they ban?
So
Oh, actually, don't answer that.
I don't think he plays it too much. Like it is a
No.
pick that can be played with Yasuo,
We,
but I
we
thought they would
mentioned
pick more.
we mentioned at the beginning, Hearthstone is what we call a Giga Chad. He only plays Chad top laners like Volibear and Camille and Tryndamere. Malphite is a little bit of a change for him.
What I see is a Malzahar ban. So maybe this is a really big maybe. Maybe it's a Yasuo ADC with Malphite mid. Maybe.
It very well could be. However, I don't think Swagner plays those kind of champions. He plays basically every ADC, and he's been practicing with playing Mage's bot.
Oh.
And unless he has like some like super secret Smurf that I haven't looked at, then it doesn't look like that is going bot lane.
Yeah. That's fair, but I guess maybe like the bans are more focused
Yeah, there
on
it is.
Wagner's bot lane mages, maybe, possibly. But banning Melzar from ADC, yep, they go with the Israel. So it is a Yasuo mid then, more than likely. Unless Hearthstone has been a dirty little Yasuo player in the top lane.
Never say that again. Never say that again.
Why? Why?
I didn't like that. I didn't like dirty little Yasuo top.
We have
I
a
didn't like
dirty mid main in the bot lane this game, so
That is true, actually.
so
You got me there.
they
You got me there.
go
We
with
have the
Kai'Sa.
Kaisa picked up with the Rakan. I like this.
It is
I,
a good bot lane, though.
Pardon?
It is a good bot lane, though.
I am inclined to agree. So my question, does the Thresh hook or the Flay count as a knock-up for long enough for Yasuo to ult on it?
I'm not sure
think-
about Q.
I think it does. Or not the Q. I meant just the Flay. I think it does. I think the Flay counts as a knock-up for like just long enough for Yasuo to ult on it if he like spams his R key.
Yeah, and probably yes. Yeah, I know that Flay can be like used as a ultimate tool for Yasuo. I don't know this. Okay, I'm really interested in this Renekton pick because from what I know, Renekton is maybe they're gonna send Renekton against Yasuo. That's a possibility because Renekton actually like is an incredible matchup versus the Yasuo. It actually doesn't let anything like any play potential from that can come from the Yasuo. But
That's
it is
true,
also a really bad matchup for Malphite as far as I know. Unless Blue Shift somehow like camps the Malphite, which is not really a good idea.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to see a lot of questions, unanswered questions, in this draft, and I hope at least we're gonna get a lot of answers
Yeah.
when this game actually starts. So I want to look at this jungle: Diana versus Hecarim.
It is a fine. I think they both like to clear their camps early on until they hit their like level 6, which is when both of them are like really strong and like kind of thrive in the game. Especially Hecarim with like those fears, being unstoppable, going into the backline, being disruptive. Same with Diana, but bringing in a little bit more burst damage. So we're gonna see how that plays out. I'm expecting them to like just clear their camps mainly, being efficient with their pathing, and then hitting 6 as soon as possible so that they can make more creative plays with their ultimates.
Interesting. Okay. So while I do, I don't know if this Renekton should go, should go against this Yasuo. I think just Akali versus Yasuo is not better, but like Akali versus Malphite.
Well,
putting the
I
assassin with the tank the good idea?
well, I feel like Renekton can snowball from Yasuo lane easier, and like Renekton doesn't really scale well. So like if he plays the going toe to toe with Malphite, Malphite's gonna come up on top later on the game. So Renekton, if he goes against Yasuo, he can get Yasuo behind, and with his lead, then he can do something onto the Sezreal, this Hecarim, because they don't really have any AP damage. So if Renekton builds armor, he's going to be really tanky, and it's going to be really hard to deal with if he pulls ahead. On the side of Akali, Akali's fine to farm it out, kind of hit 2 items, and then after 2 items, that is just going to get one shot one way or another. Like, he can build Maw, he can build Wit's End, he can go Spirit Visage if he wants to. But Akali with like both of her builds, the tank one or the Riftmaker one, or even Proto Belt, like you just do way too much damage for anyone to tank your damage.
Yeah.
Basically.
All right. So we have everybody locked in, just waiting on the spectator delay. I can't think of any other questions that won't lead to a dead end. Do you have anything you'd like to add before we hop into the last game of the night?
I think that was basically it. There's not much to talk about this draft more.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to toss it to an intermission then. However, before we do that, if you like either of these drafts, you should go to procomps.gg, the ultimate drafting tool, currently the CCS's sponsor. We have a short video we'd like to play dedicated to them, and we will see you on the Rift.
Everybody, panic! Hold on! I'm about to say something really cool. 3, 41, 9, and lift off! No one dies screaming without me. I feel like I forgot to shoot something. You're starting to bore me. She's such a loser, always ready to cry. Ah, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
Hello, ladies, men, and monsters, and welcome to the real last game of the night. I am Cowboy, still with Sultan. This game is we got some nice wombo combo for ShadowZ. Sorry, PGO. Going for an invade as well.
Oh,
whoa!
it is something with Thresh players and just burning
Yeah,
Hawk early
see,
on.
they did that last game and it didn't work.
Yeah. Well,
Or was
at
it the
least
first
this
game?
time, it was
No, it
first
was
game.
not.
Shaco
Oh,
did it.
Yeah, right.
But this time they were able to burn Nats's flash, which is big because now he's gonna be more vulnerable to ganks. What I want to see Charizard to do is, well, I guess pathing top wouldn't be the best. Like he should try to get as much out of this burned flash from Renekton. So I would eventually would like him to go top and try to do something before Nats's flash comes back.
Whoa, surprise. Taking a lot of damage. He's going to get the hook, however.
Guardian saves a lot.
Shaco's still going to be fine, yeah. Guardian saves lives.
And like, they didn't even burn any summoners, so it was good on their side. They steal away the blue buff. I wonder if Charizard is gonna look for the enemy blue buff here. Which some pings are coming from the side already.
Indeed. So, it does look like the lane swap that we were predicting, or not predicting, but talking about, is not going to happen. We do have Young Nats on Renekton versus Malphite by Huffzone. Champion he's not familiar with, at least just by a glance at the OPGG.
Yeah. Like he sometimes plays these tanks like Tom Kench. So like it shouldn't, like, it's not a hard champion. It's totally playable for
Absolutely not.
a player of his caliber. But I wonder if, like, how they're gonna play this, because Renekton, although later the game goes, Malphite gets better into him. First levels, Renekton is really strong. Almost like might be one of the best duelers in the game early on in the game. So I want to see. Nats is putting some pressure on. Huffzone is almost out of mana and half HP.
Certainly is. Mid lane is just mid lane. What isn't mid lane gonna be? Is the better question.
Perma-fighting.
Yeah, pretty much. This entire game is gonna be perma-fighting, I think.
The main difference is Jenka opting for the ignite while Matt is looking for the exhaust. And they have double exhaust. So later on in the game, they can actually exhaust like 2 like damage carries that ShadowZ has. It can be Kaisa with someone else. It can be Diana and Akali. So Ezreal should be safe for the most part just through these exhausts. Not even counting that it's Ezreal. And like he can just kill you from 2 screens away. But maybe we can see some bot lane action. Hecarim is around.
You know, 2 screens is rather generous.
A little bit.
Hello.
Well, if he has the ultimate.
It's true.
It
Yeah,
can be
that's
more.
fair.
But yeah. I want to look at
Whoa.
something.
Really nice trade by Nats. Is this just gonna be a kill? Oh, he doesn't have Ignite.
Yeah. Was close. It's a good trade. It's gonna force Huffzone to go back. He used all of these like corrupting pod stacks, so even with corrupting pods just getting hard out traded in this early game, he's probably gonna need to burn the TP. Hecarim is topside. Maybe he can get some help from Charizard here too. So
Seemed like it. So, Buffzone has Arcane Comet. Is that? Do you still go Comet on Tank Malphite?
well, you
I thought
can.
you took Aftershock.
Aftershock, you don't really proc it until you hit 6. People mostly
Oh, does the slow not? Oh, I'm stupid.
mostly people tend to go grasp just because like you
Yeah.
can trade when they come into melee, but you don't really want to do that against a Renekton. So just using that Qs to like just use it as poke is actually good enough. You get some damage, like Renekton can sustain, but you try to get as much damage as you can. So that's actually not bad. Also with the tier, he's gonna be like keeping up with the mana a little bit better. Also just starting it to stack up before that Fimbulwinter, which will probably just make him tankier later on in the game.
I think Fimbulwinter is one of like the best items to be added this season. I think it's so fun.
It is, and the important thing is I don't think it's like actually broken. It is like it is one of the items that Riot brought in for like a specific thing, like tanks that can like
Surprise.
might go down. Odin is tanking that W. A real ADC.
True. He's a real G.
He is caring for his support.
Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
That's a good code actually. I might use that maybe later on.
I did not make it up. I stole it from one of my friends.
But they should be careful.
I think he's in chat right now, so I'll give him the credit. But Shaco gonna be taking this tornado to the face. Gonna be getting the last breath.
Yeah, he makes it out alive.
Yeah, more than enough damage. Sorry, not enough damage.
Yeah.
To,
he is running that Guardian. He had to burn the flash too, so it's a little less playmaking that we're gonna see from this Rakan, at least for the next 5 minutes, unless he's running secondary Cosmic Insight. But I cannot see it here, so we'll see. Naz is getting some good trades in still.
Yeah.
It's just PTA versus Comet.
Yeah, PTA Renekton is going to do a lot of damage. Even later on, that's just going to absolutely shred. Young Nats does have his R.
Yeah.
Could look for something if Diana starts pathing topside. Over, she's on the bottom side of the map. Huffzone just wants to recall. All well.
Yeah. But he doesn't have TPs. Might lose some of this wave. Also, like Nats. Oh wait, is he going AP? He is playing AP Malphite, I guess. Might go for like...
Interesting.
This is a build that people sometimes do on Gragas, where like they go Everfrost plus Fimble Winter, which like kind of makes them tanky. And like, given Malphite does get a lot of armor from his passive, so like it is fine. It might be fine. Actually, it's a good idea because their team doesn't really do much AP damage, so this will kind of actually make up for the lack of AP. But I still think it's like going full tank on that Malphite. He would be like just unkillable.
Whoa! Alright, that's gonna be the Yasuo R and the Hecarim R for first blood onto Matt.
Yeah. It was this really good usage of the Hecarim R. Not really for the damage, but for the fear to keep that CC chain going on after the Yasuo knockup. So Jenka was not able to burn the flash to get out. Nats is looking to treat Minion Wave.
Whoa, we got even more going on here. Diana's going to use the Moonfall. Surprise, incredibly low. The Ignite is going to kill him. Shaco is going to pick up a kill for ShadowZ.
Yeah. Good play. Like, they're trying to make up for what they gave up in mid, which, like, it is a good play because they are kind of winning in the CS game other than the mid lane, which is like, he's down CS because of the death, obviously, but they're actually up 500 gold right now because of Nats' lead in the top lane. 20 CS plus that third plate. That is just good lead early on for this Renekton. And they took 3 plates down from the bot side. The gold lead just jumps up to almost close to 1k.
Indeed it does. We have Renekton with that... what's it called? Oh my gosh. Iron Spike Whip. Whoa, alright. Huffzone's going to get the engage onto him using the ultimate. Nat's just going to dash away, use the ult to get him his health back. The entirety of PGO's top side is here.
Yeah.
A little bit of an early engage from Huffzone.
Yeah, he could have probably waited and they could have dove Nats easier, but they can still do it. You can use Yasuo ult off Hecarim. So it should be an easy dive. Akali and Diane is slowly moving here. Good stun. Hecarim is gonna die. He picks up one. It's not that bad. Akali and Diane are moving. They might give up more kills here. They see Akali.
Might. Akali definitely gets the kill. It's the ignite onto Huffzone as well. He's gonna flash forward. Gonna get the perfect execution off. The Moonfall is not quite gonna land because of the flash. However, that's a double kill for Jenka.
Yeah. That is a huge, good follow-up actually. Being aware that they were gonna look to dive Nats with that Herald, they started their movement early, and they were able to catch them even after they tried to leave. It's a huge gold. It's a huge gold income for Jenka here, especially after losing the first blood. He was down CS. Now we look, he's up a kill. He's only down 6-ish CS, and like it is really big for him to like come back into this game.
It is vital. Jenka really likes these kills as well.
Yeah. And
getting that extra gold onto your assassin against an Ezreal. While Ezreal in the current meta does build fairly tanky, not like stats tanky, more HP. Whoa, flash forward from Surprise. Gonna connect the hook on a Shakeout. That's gonna be the quickness coming on out. He's gonna dash out. 1 HP. Is he gonna live? Mitch does not have the true shot barrage.
Yeah. Well, we kind of talked about how like Jenko plays these mages, but from my experience, he also is a really good Akali player, and he really likes it. So, like, I'm not really. Oh, that smite went through.
That could have been bad.
Could have gone.
Could have gone horrible. However, it did not. It is okay.
Yeah, they're safe. They picked up the second dragon, which is really nice. The problem is they had Huff Zone rotate here.
The moonsault down from Blue Chip. Look at that damage on the Surprise. He's gonna go back in, try to get that extra damage, but Charizard's gonna take him out. Jenka's gonna use the perfect execution to get out of dodge, and he is going to live. However, Blue Chip cannot say the same thing.
I think this is still good because if you're looking at this play, and that was a 2v4. Like, that was a 2v4 in the mid lane, and they went 1-1 while bot lane was still pushing. They're still taking these like plates. Nats was alone on top. He kept farming. Now this Malphite is down a kill, 30 gold, and almost like 2 platings just because he shared his platings with Hecarim and Yasuo, so he didn't get as much gold. Nats was getting solo plates, solo EXP. Bot lane, Ezreal was able to get some solo EXP himself, but he was just losing plates to this Kai'Sa, and although this Kai'Sa doesn't really have any kills, he is decently strong. He is sitting on that serrated Dirk for now, and to be fair, I would be scared with like how good this Renekton is, like how good of an early game this Renekton is having right now. He already has the Gorge Drinker finished to lost chapter that Hearthstone is sitting on.
Yeah, already has that Gorge Drinker. Means he has a lot of sustain, gonna be doing quite a bit of damage as well. Jenka, gonna use the E to try to get out. Charizard gonna take the Lantern to fix his mistake of going in. PTA doing a lot of damage in the Huff Zone there.
Yeah, especially since he's not going tank. He is really squishy right now. Even for a Malphite, he doesn't have his plated steel caps, so he's just like really vulnerable to that AD damage that Nats is bringing in right now. And you see, they're not even going on Nats, even though it's a 1v3, because they know that Nats is super strong, especially with that ultimate. Like, it is just so hard to play. Like, that Renekton, when he uses Dominus, he is dominant. Like, that guy is gonna at least take out 1, maybe 2. If not, he like literally just easily 1v2s.
Yeah, for sure. And Charizard and Surprise are gonna take that little L of a gank to the top, from the top side of the map, all the way down to mid. Not quite gonna get anything out of there as well, but you get Jenka to disengage on your mid laner, which always a good thing.
We see Huff Zone coming down here. There's not really an objective. They're looking to force a fight, but again, like, this is just still lost EXP, just lost minion waves on the sideline. Nats is going back top, and Huff Zone, if they don't get a good team fight here, it's just gonna, like, this playstyle that they're doing, just gonna hurt them a lot. Like, Renekton is literally getting fed through EXP and CS, rather than like just picking up kills, and he is CSing decently well. He's almost like at 8 CS per minute, 7, 8. Somewhere there, so yeah. So you might even pick up the start.
This Kai'Sa rush the Collector. Is that required to get the evolved Q? I thought you only needed the was it Dirk and Pickaxe?
Yeah, you need Dirk. No. You, for the actual evolve, you need the Mendimion plus the Dirk.
Yes.
That you would have full. What people usually do, they rush the Dirk, then they get a Caulfields, and then like finish the Mendimion. But Collector, I guess he wants to go with the crypt build. Like it is something, like when Kai'Sa was first released, that was the build. You would go like a Mendimion with an auto attack build, and it is playable, but close
A
fight.
little bit of a duel going on bot lane. Oh! Jenka's gonna dash into the tornado using perfect execution, and he's going to get ulted by the Yasuo. Gonna take the L on that one. All sums used by both of these mid laners.
Yeah, and I think we kind of see like why Exhaust is kind of the better combat summoner, because yes, true damage like comes from true damage, and the heal cut coming from Ignite is huge. Exhaust just stays on you, reduces your, I think, damage dealt by 40% almost for like 3-4 seconds. And when it's an Akali that like uses burst summoner spells, it is really big.
This is happening again. The same thing happened earlier. Shaco just gets hit by a stray hook. Just forced to use all of these abilities to get himself out. Why did he ult?
Wait, he ulted really late.
Did he fat finger?
Maybe.
He might have fat fingered his ult button.
I don't know. Maybe we might see a team fight here.
We might. Oh! Blue Shift is going to flash. Sorry, not flash, but dash
Charizard.
into the pit. Gonna steal the dragon. Gonna use the Moonfall to kill the people who went over the pit as well. Young Nat's gonna pick up the kill on a Charizard. Hop Zone gonna ult, but Yasuo does not have his ult back. A few seconds off. Gonna get the knockup to keep himself safe. Oddmitch forced to flash. Surprise. Very low HP and is going to be picked up. It's a disaster for PGO.
Yeah, they lose the dragon, and I'm assuming Charizard just was, oh, I've lost the dragon, let's at least win the fight, but you're ulting over the wall, and no one can follow up. There's like, Ezreal has to E over, which is like his whole peel tool for himself. Thresh cannot go over the wall without his hook. And I'm like, that is just like a really, I don't know, that's just like a almost an int play, just going for that, because they were doing fine. They were like slowly picking up kills. He also picked up a Kali shutdown in bot lane. You just lose that dragon, you're just like, okay, like that's fine, like just reset, we get the next dragon and I'll try to smite better. But he kind of engaged and it all went south when, just like when you jump into 4 people, jump as 4 people into a Diana.
ShadowZ is currently up about 4.5k golds, about 3k now, I think. 4k? Listen, we went over this last week. I don't know how to count.
Let's say 4k.
Yeah, let's around there.
Important thing is, most of this gold is in Renekton and Kai'Sa's pockets, and Kai'Sa being up at 1k gold, like is he going Essence Reaver? I guess. It's a really interesting build that we're seeing out of Phantasma, but it's been working until now.
He should be going to Manamune now, right?
No, he has this. He has Sheen too, so
It's true, yes.
we'll see. Doing a build where like he's just stacking ER plus Manamune. I guess he wants to stay high on mana, but I don't know. I've never seen this build. People, and especially the last 2 games, we've been seeing really interesting builds from both of these ADCs. They sometimes work. So
There's like some kind of mutual agreement going on. Ooh, Blue Shift almost getting hit by that hook.
yeah,
You could tell by the way he was moving back and forth. He wanted to go in on that. He wanted to go in.
yeah. He was like, "Oh, can I just 3-man ult them, please?"
Yeah,
But
yeah, literally.
not having Akali TP and like Akali's bot side, Nats was a little far away, so their ping's coming for this play towards Hecarim. Oh, he didn't get the reset, but they're gonna steal the camps. This is painful.
Your
Charizard
Krogs, they belong to me now.
This is just an ego play. This is where you say, okay, you're not even allowed to take your Krugs when we're here. You can't do that.
Solo queue. This
Yeah.
is solo queue.
This is just like asserting your dominance over the enemy jungler. And now Baron is on the table. Both teams don't really do it too fast. Like, especially Kai'Sa, with the current build that she's going for. It's not really...
She put an Essence Reaper.
Yep, yeah. Well, it is an interesting build. Jenka might get caught here.
Jenka
There's a
definitely
red
gonna
buff
get caught
slows.
here unless he can ult over the wall. Using the
Yeah.
perfect execution, he's gonna use the E. This might be a
Yeah,
cause
no.
for engage. However, the ultimate from Yasuo coming on down, gonna get the kill on a Jenka. He's ignited. He's going to live from the triumph. True shot barrage, not quite gonna land.
They need to be careful. They burned all of their ultimates for that play. 5 ultimates, all of them being burned. Good kills onto the Yasuo. They picked up shutdowns too. I wonder what they're gonna do with this. Maybe go for the top turret. I want them to open up a little bit more because their comp excels at picking these champions, and when they face check into you. So they should look to get this mid turret, get their vision line a little closer to the enemy's like tier 2s, so that every time they have to go through, they have to burn their sweepers, so that they cannot really like sweep through your like when they're coming into river, or they just cannot face check you, because if they face check, there's a possibility of Malphite or Hecarim with the Yasuo being there and killing your whole team.
Yeah. Well, you see, Yasuo is full build.
Yeah.
So this game is gonna be a lot more difficult.
Yeah. Especially like 2 back-to-back shutdowns that he was able to get from Jenka is pretty big for him, because like this comp is just mainly around Yasuo. It's just about him being able to press R off like ultimates of Huff Zone, or like sometimes the picks that Charizard and Surprise can bring to the table. So we're gonna see another team fight. Oh, whole game,
Ooh.
man.
Well,
Both TPs
Matt
being burned here.
flashed out of that after getting solo queued by the Kaisa.
Oh,
Quite a bit of damage. Offzone gonna go in, not quite close enough for the Yasuo to engage. However, the Moonfall is gonna land on the entire team, but Yasuo is going crazy with it. Jenka is gonna pick up a kill. Kaisa is gonna pick up a kill.
3-4-2.
What just happened? I blinked and the fight was over.
Oh, I think there's a... I don't know why, but Nat's opted in for Black Cleaver. I feel like this game, he doesn't need that item really early. There's no one stacking armor on the enemy team other than literally just the one tank item coming from Hecarim, so... He was really squishy. He jumped in, but he has no resistances, so he just got one shot, even though he's Hecarim. Also, the double exhaust, I think, came up kind of clutch there. Not, I don't know if they were both used. Let me check. I don't want to look like a dumbass.
No, they weren't.
No, their cooldowns are pretty close, so they probably didn't. But let me put it this way. Imagine if there was those 2 exhausts. That would have been a whole team fight won by PGO. So this is where their comp shine. Malphite, Yasuo, Hecarim, these ultimates are super good for these team fights. And for the side of ShadowZ, they need to look for like flanks with the Sakali and Renekton, so that they're not walking into Malphite S5. Because it's the same.
That fight would have very easily been won if Yasuo was in range to use his ult.
Yeah, like that would
Malphite-
have been like just GG.
Yeah, no, Malphite, Hearthstone, amazing ult. 3-man, crazy targets. Imagine if Yasuo was like slightly closer and in range. Also,
But-
that is truly unfortunate.
Yeah. Well,
That's Baron, is it not?
it might be. The problem is this. I think Jenka, like, I
Wow,
thought
forward from Shake Up to get the knockup
Baron,
onto Surprise. If it wasn't a Baron before, now it is.
they should go for it. Yeah. Both mid laners kind of getting greedy after picking up these kills. Like, both times Jenka died, he had a shutdown, so they just think they can like walk up 1v3, but both of these teams have really good CC to pick up these like squishy kind of carries. Yasuo and Akali, they're not like your regular like let's say bruisers. They're just like really squishy champions that build a lot of damage, and they one-shot you before you do them. You one-shot them, so it's really greedy for them to like play this side, and it results in a out of nowhere Baron for ShadowZ, while it looked like they were losing the last 2 fights.
Up 5k gold. However, PGO has Mountain Soul point.
Yeah.
However, Mountain Soul, kind of irrelevant, to be completely honest, because of this Renekton. I believe Kaisa can tap into Serpent's Fang? I think-
Kaisa can tap into Serpent's Fang. There's also like Shadow Flame coming through for Jenka, so it's like it's gonna be easier to go through that. The main thing about the Mountain Soul is that like when you get 2 Mountain Dragons in a row, although this Malphite's not going tank right now, after these like after this Everfrost Fimbulwinter being completed, he's gonna opt into full tank, and those percentage armor, when you have like 600 armor just coming from Malphite alone, is gonna be like 60-70 extra armor just coming from the dragons. That's like a lot of gold worth of stats. So will be. I think that's why Mountain Soul is really important. Just like the raw stats that it gives, and like although shields are really easy to break right now, at this point in League of Legends, it is still something. It is still extra damage that you're gonna block, and it is up like every 5 seconds, if I'm not wrong, for Mountain Soul. So I feel like it's going to be really big for PGO if they can pick it up, but
Whoa.
I don't think it's worth at all.
He definitely did not have to use that ult there. Although the cooldown isn't very long, is it? No, it's about a minute.
There isn't like really big fights coming. Like the mountain dragon will be up. So if I was ShadowZ, I would look to force a fight before that Malphite ult cooldown comes back.
Yeah.
Like try to set up in the
Completely
enemy
agree.
jungle. Try to like get that fight without them having access to like easy Malphite ult setups. Oh, this might be a little bait for Matt in the bot lane. Jinka's walking up to get him to fight him, but
Definitely what it's looking like they want it to be.
he's even getting hit by the tornado.
That's an L. You hate to see it.
They're
Both
doing
teams are rallying at this bottom side of the map, getting ready for this dragon.
With Baron buff, I just think the ShadowZ should just not let PGO to come in and like just do it when it spawns, and like that's what it looks like. They're TPing.
Yeah, so there's the TP from Malphite bot lane. Malphite already has the ult back.
Oh,
You see
but they're
three of
really
them,
good right
four of
now.
them are going to be grouped up. Because it is the Mountain Rift, they're all forced to be close as well. This could be huge. The Malphite ult into the Yasuo. That is the combo you love to see. Malphite is going to pick one up. However, Akali is going crazy. Make that a double kill for Akali. And then Kai'Sa's going to pick one up as well. It's a massacre. Only Blue Shift falls for 3.
Yeah, I think Huffzone's ultimate was only able to find Blue Shift out of that big team fight. And Yasuo just coming on to Blue Shift, yes, it does mean that Blue Shift will die, but like Akali and Renekton, although like they're not maybe as strong as this Yasuo, which I'm pretty sure Akali is right now, after this fight at least, they do a lot of damage. And like the side of PGO, they don't really have tanks. Like it's not like last game where Warwick is giga fed and he has like armor items. This Hecarim only has his chem tank and Menimium, and this Malphite is has the AP mythic, plus his only armor is coming from this Warden's mail. So like in general, they're just not that tanky right now. So it's really easy for this Akali and Renekton to damage through them. Just also with this Kai'Sa, I feel like he's just doing the same build but the other way around. To be fair. He's going for the Nash's Tooth right now.
Perhaps.
Which is interesting, but until now, he's been playing pretty good with the build, so maybe it is just a new strat that we haven't seen in all these other games.
Yeah. Well, ShadowZ's carries are looking pretty fed. Young Nats wants to take this fight. Look at that damage. Didn't even proc PTA.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Renekton just wins that.
Oh,
It's just
absolutely.
the champion kind of difference. He can even like cancel out the shield that can come from shield bow with his W, and just just the 1v1 potential that Renekton has over this Yasuo is like kind of crazy. And there might be a fight picking up.
Charizard going in, but Blue Shift is going to engage on a surprise using the Moonfall even. That's going to be another kill picked up for Jinka. Sorry. Shaco is going to use the quickness to get another kill onto the Yasuo. Look at Jinka. Look at him go. He's going to hail. It's the triple kill. Young Nats, the rest of the team is going to follow up, try to get all this damage into Huff Zone. Could this be a quadra for Jinka?
They stole it. FF.
Yeah, that's true.
Team diff. But
So,
yeah, this is just like way overextended. They're just like kind of tunnel visualing for specific kills in these team fights, the side of PGO, and it's just like they just can't do that. Like you have to look for these like multiple man Yasuo ultimates, because everything other than that will just result in a lost fight. Just because of the amount of AoE damage that is coming from like multiple member damage. Like Diana can ult and like do incredible amounts of damage to almost everybody on the team. Akali, if you line up that ultimate, that perfect execution is gonna hurt you, and like same with Renekton. Those like that ultimate while in the dominance, your Qs will take a lot of HP off those enemy champions. So them trying to fight like these not really good setup fights are really bad for the side of PGO.
Yeah, PGO's draft is entirely about controlling these fights. They want to be in charge. And speaking of in charge, Shaco, that sucks. The Moonfall is gonna go down. Jinka a little bit in a rough situation. However, the Shroud is gonna keep him alive for as long as he needs to be. Shaco falling here is going to lose them Baron.
I don't think particularly losing Baron because he also did burn ultimate. But
True. Look at the damage of the blue shift. My God. Blue shift's just gonna fall immediately, and so is Dirty mid main.
Yeah, this is how they lose Baron. They tried to stay. They grouped up for the Malphite ult. Even when the Yasuo wasn't up, which is up now, it is just really hard to teamfight that without the Rakan engage and follow up. So they also, like, Diana burned his ultimate while trying to save Rakan, so that is going to be really bad. And with this Baron pickup, they're also gonna have prio for this Mountain Dragon, and they're gonna be able to set up they're gonna be able to get a really good setup, and they're gonna even have their ultimates back up by the time this dragon is up again. Nats and Jinka looking for a fishy.
This is kind of what PGO wants.
Yeah.
PGO, they're gonna have the damage, at least up. It may not be an advantage, but bonus because of this Baron. They're going to be there early, so they have the setup.
And
If they lose this dragon fight, it is genuinely skill issue.
yeah. I wouldn't say so because they are still down 5k gold. They have the setup, yes, but like it just depends on the execution and the Malphite.
There you go. That is what you love to see. That's 2 ultimates used, but they are going to pick out the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa is a big source of their damage.
I think just Phantasma didn't really know where the vision was.
on the flank.
They don't have the Yasuo and Malphite ult. This might be problematic for PGO here. Oh,
Shaco is going to use the Shirali. He's going to jump in. The Moonfall is massive, doing so much damage. Whole Grain Man going to fall to the Diana. The Akali is going to pick up a kill as well. Make that 2. The fact that they lost this fight, they used 2 ultimates onto 1 target. You cannot do that on a team that needs the combo, the Wombo combo.
I feel like it is fine, but I would have like rather see them use like, I don't know, maybe the Hecarim ultimate to like pick Kai'Sa off, you know? Because like Malphite ultimate, you can use it as like you can give up yourself for your team, and like it is a huge knockup, and like it's really big AoE damage. Hecarim ult, it is a fear, it does some decent damage, but when you're going AP as Malphite, that ultimate is way more important. And this Kai'Sa, although he is really strong, he is not the main carry. Like the mid laner and the top laner for the side of ShadowZ, they have more gold than this Kai'Sa. So when you burn your major cooldowns for the 3rd prio target, you're just gonna lose the team fight.
Yeah, of course. That should have been one, man. That should have been theirs.
Yeah.
I am disappointed.
I like it, like the idea of like picking Kai'Sa off before the fight is good, but when you like take in consideration the comp that they're running, you cannot fight without the Malphite and Yasuo. Like it is just illegal because you will get CC chain. Well, again,
They do it again, but for the support this time.
Yeah.
You can't use that, man. That's
It's
too big of a combo. And look, now the rest of the team is going to show up. Lucian's gonna flash forward, 2-man Moonfall. Gonna do a lot of damage here. Let the rest of the team engage. Although Jenka might have been a little bit cocky here. Gonna flash out, still gonna die to the Hecarim. However, Thresh's gonna pick up that kill. Actually, I lied to you. Young Nat's gonna dash over the wall to get out. Gonna not die to the True Shot Barrage. 1 HP, he is red buff?
Wait, what?
Wait. Are we done? What did he die to?
I have no idea.
What did he take like dot damage? First strike? No.
I don't know. He just died.
No, he felt like it.
He died in his grief. It's
Oh,
fine.
Death Stance.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
We are actually like so dumb.
I didn't even realize. To be fair, well, they didn't pick up any kills. So yeah.
We are qualified casters.
Oh, Oddmitch.
Ooh, Oddmitch taking a lot of damage from that 1W, and that auto attack is going to be able to finish him off. Phantasma, look at the damage! The hybrid damage from Kaisa just does so much.
That is. Yeah, she doesn't even have a mythic, by the way. Just.
Oh my gosh, she doesn't.
Yep, that's Oh, is she going full lethality? I don't think any lethality mythics are good for her. Maybe other than. Maybe Eclipse? So we might see, maybe if she goes for the Serpent Spec, we might see a non-mythic build from this Kaisa.
I'm quite confused by some of the builds that we've seen tonight.
Yeah.
However, I'm not the plat diamond. You know, I'm a little low elo piss baby.
I haven't seen them either.
All right,
So,
well that makes me
like-
feel a little bit better about myself. I guess.
Yeah. Every other build is fine. I guess like the Ezreal going for that Duskblade. Eclipse was something that I didn't see, but the whole game man should be careful here. Like the gold lead at this point doesn't really matter too much. The main gold difference right now is between the ADCs and at the same time Yasuo is up 2k just from the CS. He literally just Flame Horizon Jenka on this Yasuo pick. The same thing can be said for Renekton. So both soul lanes getting Flame Horizon. So it is pretty interesting game up until now. But Jenka still really strong on that Kali pick. They should be careful.
Teleport behind, so that's gonna be
the
Nax.
ultimate use
He's looking for the engage. Blue Shift is going to get ulted on. Moonfall gonna be used. Get a good amount of damage. Jenka's in the back line.
Yeah. Whole game, man.
Little bit of an awkward duel.
Pretty
Little bit of
good.
an awkward skirmish.
Yeah. Why did he ult? Like, Malphite had a flank. If he held on to the ultimate one more second, he would have gotten like almost a 4-man ultimate. And this death will give Mountain Soul to the side of ShadowZ. They cannot fight this. They have no ultimate cooldowns ready for this. They might try to go for Baron, but this is really... This kind of looks like last game where like ShadowZ would kind of had the team fight like lead, and then they just threw it one fight, and now they should have an idea of what PGO is trying to do here. So, oh, it would be so sick if he just stole that with the mountain.
Imagine.
With the ultimate.
That'd be
He
so
would
cool.
be the hero. He would actually just like.
All right, so PGO was in a little bit of a sticky situation. However, ShadowZ has a 4 Mountain Dragon Soul.
They did losing Baron too.
Yeah, and they lose like
Ekrim is not
He-
here. They can do more DPS to this. It's gone. Yep, it is.
PGO
Oh, Malphite is coming though.
PGO
Malphite
has a
is
violent
dead.
trigger finger. However, Yasuo's in range, where he should be almost.
Oh!
Look at the damage that Kaisa does.
Wonderful.
It is the 3-man! And Hekrim steals the Baron! It's crazy! Yasuo's gonna pick up a kill onto the Diana, not even able to use the Moonfall, make that 2 Young Nats falls as well! The game is being pulled together.
Well, the game is back to even. I guess we didn't... It was a bad team fighting because Phantasma tried to zone out Malphite there, and then still the rest of the team just still stayed together as 4, and then they just got 4-man ulted by Malphite. I think if you're gonna do that, you just like focus on the Malphite with multiple people so that you can just kill him. Oh, whole grain man.
Okay.
Phantasma should be careful here.
Damage, the wind wall. Gonna block
Oh
basically
my.
the entire queue.
Oh my, again?
Oh my gosh, again? Upsell just getting these. They're finally learning what their combo wants to do. Malphite's gonna pick up a kill. Yasuo's gonna pick up a kill. Jenka is in a horrible spot. The
game
stopwatch
might
is not going to save his life. That's game.
Yeah, that's game. They just... I
PGO.
don't see why they would want to fight that without Diana and Renekton being there. He also has
PGO.
ult back up again.
Yeah, PGO is going to defy the odds. We thought, whoa, the 5-man moonfall! Not enough damage. You don't have enough team members to do anything here.
It's really sad.
It's sad. Everybody was betting
sad
on
for
Shadows
Shadow.
here.
It's
Shadows
sad
just... GG, ladies, men, and monsters. That is going to be the banger finale to our big night.
Wow. 2 games in a row.
2
40-minute
games in a row.
One last team fight. Oh my. Oof. That was a... I think well played from both teams. Like they both kind of played decent in both games, but it came down to like some last, like just bad calls and team fights. Oh my. That was a game. That was a series, actually.
It was a series. I think that game, once it feels like 3/4 into that game, Huffzone and Matt were like, "Oh yeah, we're doing a combo," and then they just did it. They just
Yeah.
felt like starting to do it, and then they won.
Yeah. Like I think it was just kind of positioning mistake because like they were like both teams won specific team fights. Like PGO won their fights when they were able to get these Malphite ultimates in. But on the other side, ShadowZ was winning when they were like kind of staying a little more apart from each other. Akali was going in from one side, Renekton was coming from other. They were locking up this Yasuo and then killing him. But like last 2 team fights on Baron, they clumped up just to take Baron. The smite didn't come through. Baron got stolen, plus they lost team fight. Afterwards, Kaisa, Rakan, and Akali, they're all dying to save their tier 2, mid-tier 2. Just give it up. Like, your top laner and jungler are dead. And, like, those 2 really bad kind of calls, let's say, teamfight calls that probably came from Shadow's side. It was just a bad look for them because both games, they had their chances. But both games, they were kind of fell short to end the game.
Indeed. Well, do you have any words before we go into this interview?
Specifically for the interview, I hope they just bring in
Specifically for the
Huffzone.
interview.
I hope they just bring in Huffzone. He
Well,
is the man.
I have great news for you then, because I would like to welcome to the casting desk, Huffzone.
Oh no, dude.
Hello.
Hello and welcome.
How's it going, boys?
Good. Congratulations to you.
They're such fiestas. Holy moly.
Even he gets it. He's the one playing.
Dude, oh no.
It would feel really good to win like probably like that after 2 games. Like I wouldn't feel too good. I'm assuming you would
Oh
probably
no,
won
dude,
like
we
cleaner
feel
games.
okay. We shouldn't have won probably any of these games, dude. These games were. Oh, dude, we didn't deserve to win any of these.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the same can be said for ShadowZ. Because of like, I think both teams made a lot of mistakes, and you guys came on top. Like, it wasn't like only one fight. So
It's because when it gets scrappy, the rat gets his cheese every time.
I'm sorry, what?
The rat gets his cheese. All right,
Are you the
Cowboy. Yeah, you might be a little new around here, okay? So the Trin game, for instance, when Sultan was like, "What is that Tryndamere doing?" When I was hitting the inhib, that's called a rat angle.
A rat
Sultan.
angle.
Yeah, it's called a rat angle.
I know. At least like playing against you and losing to you. But how did you? I want to ask you specifically how the top lane matchup felt against Nats plus Surya. What do you think about those top laners, and how do you compare them to the competition that you had last season?
Okay, so Suya game 1, he had what 300k mastery on Shen. Like he should know the Shen Camille, but he was just I guess not jungle tracking. I don't know. He was playing kind of wonky. IMO. He should have, like, even though they won game one, I personally didn't feel like Shen was the issue. Like, at least in lane, but it's like Shenar. And lately, we've been kind of all, I don't even know, just on different pages with like calls and stuff. So, Shen, when you're not on the same page, not too good.
Yeah.
And then Nats game two, Jack's trend, I don't know, personally, like, I don't like playing against Jax as Trin, because if you know what you're doing, I think the lane's pretty rough. Like, late game, he can match you, but Nats didn't know the matchup early, I guess.
It looked like you won the early game, and like pretty handily. You were up like almost 3k gold by like 20 minutes against him.
I should have kept ratting, but I started grouping.
Yeah. So like, what do you think about ShadowZ then? Were they like better than what you expected, or like?
Okay, so the last time we scrimmed them, I don't know, I wouldn't say that, like, ShadowZ was better than we expected. We just played, excuse my language, fucking terribly, in my opinion. Like, this is not how the games should go. These games should not be 41-minute slugfest. Like, that's just not the kind of team we are. So the fact that they did go this long and this bad is just, I don't know. We gotta watch the VODs. We gotta watch the VODs. There's things to work on.
Nice.
All right.
Well,
Well, you
I'll
go, sir.
ask one last question. So
That's it?
maybe Cowboy has more questions.
I mean, I don't know. You
Before-
kind of summed it up. Maybe you got my last one. I don't know. Ask your question.
I'm sorry. So before you came to this split, you pretty much brought in the same same roster, with a small difference in the bot lane. After the first 2 weeks, how is it like feeling? Do you still think you guys are almost at the same level you were last
Okay.
season? Or
Honest opinion, it literally feels like I'm replaying Split 1 again. It feels we're having the exact same, like, little issues. It's more of just like we need to play more together is what it feels like. Like, Swagner, Oddmitch, whatever, he's not playing support. He's on ADC, so he's still learning some of the ways that we like to play around bot lane. So he's getting used to that. And then Surprise, he's like new to the roster, right? So we've been playing with 4 and then a new guy, so it's kind of hard to get a little mesh. I think it's going well. I think we have a higher ceiling than last time. I think we can go farther, but I think it's going to be like last split where we just need time to mesh together.
All right. Well, the one thing I was going to ask you, you messaged me before the game, right?
Yeah,
Or
sorry
not
for no
game.
Singe. Sorry for no Singe game.
Yeah, it's a little upsetting. I don't know. You
But
told me you'd play Singed. I don't know.
Okay, that was if he picked Gwen, but we banned it. I will give you a little behind the scenes spice though. So before this match, I finally got my prestige points, and it's been like, what skin am I gonna get with the like
You're
out of the top
joking.
players?
No.
No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. And I was like, oh, finally the Malphite one. They're like, you're never gonna play Malphite, just get the set one. I'm like, dude, if there's a Malphite angle, I'm playing it. And they're like, oh, you're not gonna do that. I literally said in game 3, I'm like, this is a Malphite angle. That's why we picked it, because they could have potentially banned. So that's why we picked it.
It is quite literally skin to win.
Malphite angle.
Literally skin to win.
I have to look dripped when I'm going in for my interview.
You do. You gotta. Listen, man, you rocked that washing machine. What
Blue
it looks
build?
like. You rocked the washing machine.
It's amazing. The blue build. It works.
It's
You like the Everfrost tech?
I
did you
called
just
it.
build
before
all
the
the
game
blue
started.
items? You just did it? Just why not?
No.
Anyway.
That's literally like that is the best items to build that game.
Yeah, it is kind of similar to like, I think Gragas can do the same thing too, but with chem things sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, before I don't know if you're gonna keep. I don't know how long we have in the interview, but I want to ask like I guess 2 more questions. This is like in
Okay.
general about the division.
Okay.
So last week you played against TDR, right?
Yeah.
So this week you played against ShadowZ. So those 2 teams are kind of seen as the like top 5 in your division.
Yes.
So
I
what
agree
do
with
you
that.
think about like your division in general? Like, do you think
Thursday is actually Mickey Mouse poverty.
uh,
Until we play Horizon, Thursday is actually Mickey Mouse compared to Wednesday.
okay?
I know you
Again-
didn't want to hear that, but
No,
that's
no,
just
that's fine.
that's just how it is.
I agree with that. That I will say, as a caster and as I guess staff in general for the league, I agree with that.
I think there's
And-
more like Goldfish 2-0 PGO, straight up Mossy. You guys can't even get games done in 2. It takes 3. So that ain't it. But yeah, I don't know. Thursday, it's like top heavy, right? But the gap is just massive between the top and bottom, in my opinion. In my opinion. We haven't played against many of the bottom ones, but like from rosters, what I've seen, etc. It feels like there's just a big gap, whereas Wednesday, it's like the middle of the pack is really damn close. There's a lot of teams that could potentially make playoffs. I know I wasn't supposed to like talk about Wednesday, but
That's
Oh,
fine.
who cares?
yeah, I kind of do my own thing around here.
Speaking of doing their own thing, you mentioned that Matt kind of just does whatever the hell he wants.
Yes,
How did that go?
Barley, whole grain man.
Yes.
He wanted to play Yasuo, and they picked Diana. So it's like, oh, they're going Diana Yas. So he's like, pick me Yas. So that's why we picked the Yas, and then they picked Akali, which I don't think their mid actually plays Akali, but damn, Akali sucks to play against.
I
That champ is not fun.
I
Alright.
think he does not much in solo queue though.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, it was great having you on air, Huff
Yeah.
Zone. However,
you.
we are running our time. The stream has been almost 3.5 hours
yeah.
for what we were frankly expecting, a 2-0 sweep.
Who said 2-0?
Well, not really 2-0, but the way that this
Well,
game
no, okay,
went-
not 40 minutes.
Okay, just like Goldfish, we go to 3 games, except we actually usually win the 3rd game. And the reasoning, the logic behind that is I like to play the extra games because I play the most on Thursdays. So I personally like to go to 3 games.
Oh my. All right. Well, we have to wrap things up. So for
Sorry,
real
I
this
kept
time.
you guys up past your bedtime. Have
Yeah,
a good night.
look, man, you made my mom mad at me. Come on, man. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This has been CCS Week 2. We will catch you next week. Be sure to tune in to our Wednesday league if you are only watching Thursday, and be sure to go to procomps.gg. With that, I don't have any more notes. Do you have any final words, Zone? You would like to say to the masses?
Who are we playing next week? Say to the masses? Make sure
Say to
y'all
the masses.
y'all need to learn how to freeze. This is at the top laners. That's all I'm
All
gonna
right.
say.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.